said. You don't need to say, no, this is what I say. You cannot say this is what me, Iwanya said. No, say this is what the court said, not you, Iwanya. You have nothing to fear there. Nobody will take you to court when you say that our court has discharged our son. Simple. Why are you talking? Why are you talking with folk tongue? Now, Iwanya is saying, after all, he's not the one who put you. Can you see these dubious, mischievous men? Can you, these are the men you wanted to rule you? You forget that he and his colleague are the one who called their son a terrorist, who went to recommend for their son terrorist. You know, these people, they don't know what is after effect. How can you respect people who don't know what is after effect? This is what they have caused for us. Look at what they're doing. Look at what the visit. Do you see what their visit has caused? When these people are talking of visit, you don't know they are talking of how to come and kill us. These people are agents of, they have a plan of mass destruction themselves. These Ohanese and governors. These people are very bad for we, the Biafrans. And earlier we know that they are bad for us. The only thing is you Biafrans must rise. No, there is nothing to touch them because these are old men. What are you doing with them? Most of them are old already. They have enjoyed their life. They have eaten everything. But not them. Biafrans rise up and let them go to stand. Let them go to Ukraine where Helsinki will be flogging them with the masses. Because no, look at them going to Abuja for a visit. Look at the outcome of their visit. They're inviting people to come and kill their children. We're thinking that they're going there to talk of to release Nnamdi Kanu. What knowing they're going to plan for more war, for more hardship, for more difficulties. You can never hear where these people go to how many dams did you see in Biafra land? They're not going there to talk. They're not going there to talk of anything like development. How many industries in Biafra land? Because if you said guys are messing up and doing all those things, why don't you provide employment? Let me see somebody who is earning maybe $500,000 in a month, or even in 2 months will take up his time to go and block road doing rubbish thing.
Thank you.
These are black, because these people are our enemy. Yeah. They were our enemy. That's why you must know. Don't listen to them. Not when they give you 100 naira, you go and buy and smoke. You come and wear a shop maker, talking in the street, obedient. You buy him and eat. You think life is dead. No. That's I love you. IPOB members in my blood. Thank you for taking my call, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your call. Thank you and thank you and thank you. Like he said, they are not even qualified to be rulers, not to talk of being leaders. They are not qualified to be rulers. You know, a ruler is different from a leader. Okay. A ruler rules. Rulership is about force. Leadership is carrying the wills of the people with you. Rulership is your will above them. Whatever they say, you overrule. But with leadership, it is them that have the final say. I have the final caller on the line as we round up this evening. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra Motherland. Please go ahead with your opinion and introduce yourself first in 3 minutes, please. Ndeo.
Yeah, Mazi Sochima Ndeo. Good evening. My name is Ifeanyi Chukwu. I'm calling you from the land of Italy. I am a native of Izem. Izem is in Nizam North, Abakaliki province. Mazi, I want to use this opportunity to thank you so much, because you're not using to be coming out every day to lecture us. For you guys, all the radio presenters, you guys are a lecturer. You guys are the one that making us to know some things, some certain things that we didn't even expect to know, because in the zoo curriculum, they are not teaching us anything about history in their so-called school or whatever, their academic, Mazi, I want to use this opportunity to also it's like what you say, the name you called Fulani, because they have now tried, it's like what I said yesterday. I called you yesterday and asked, why is it that the people like Fulani, they don't have a home in Africa? The name that, the second vice president are trying, that is measuring right now, is to show you that they have already made up their mind to use the Fulani to make sure that they will have in any corner of the zoo for them to have a place. That is called the Ruga. Mazi, and another thing, let me just forget about that, but I want to say something. The reason of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are not going to beg anybody. Because that man, if he's a white man, I know that the world will celebrate him, and I know in the future to come, which I know it will happen very soon, the world will celebrate that man. Because Mazi, that man have opened many black race eyes. If not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is that person that can go to television to speak or to condemn anything about the zoo, about it? Let me just call it Nigeria. About whatever Nigerian leaders, whatever any evil they are committing, any atrocity they are committing in Nigeria. It's Nnamdi Kanu that made it possible for everybody. But they didn't want to give that man that credit. But the credit is here. We IPOB, we are here to let them know that we are the one that make open, even those ones that are shouting on social media, even all these bloggers are shouting, this is what's happening in Nigeria. Before, nobody can do it. Nobody who born that person to say it to utter a word that this is what this government are doing, that yes, is not good. Immediately they will cage you, kill the person, and target maybe is a thief. Even sometimes I wonder, maybe this man that they call Anini in the Benin City, in those say that is a criminal. Maybe someone who is against Nigeria government. But Nigeria is evil. Anytime you want to speak the truth, they must type something on you that to kill you, to make sure that you will not speak again, to make sure that nobody will rise up again. But this very IPOB stand up on our feet to make sure that yes, we speak, to make people to know that yes, this is our right. In every country in the world have their right to speak. When the government are doing something which is not right, like a zoo, government did not. Nigeria is not a government. It's a lunatic. It's a criminals. They have already even baptized all their citizens to be committing every evil. Even those in Africa, even those in the zoo, even those in the diaspora, they are committed, they are committing crime because of what Nigeria have deposited, because of what Nigeria government have made them to look like. Because they are born and grown up and see the system that yes, this is the only way to survive. Mazi, what I want to say, you see this Ohaneze, they are running around to say Ohaneze this, Ohaneze Igbo governor this. Mazi, do you know what is my happiness? My happiness is that we the youth, because I'm here now, I can call myself a youth because I'm 33 years old now. Because those people, Jojo, what do they call it? All this young world, very soon, even they will die. But this very evangelist, this what Nnamdi Kanu have done to our life now, my brother. We are the one who will stand in the future to come to say what will happen in our land. Even if they like, then they continue to inviting Operation Pato dance, crocodile, monkey dance, even chimpanzee dance. We don't care. We are the one who speak for our land. And that's why I know that that is what they are trying to create all these criminals, infiltration, all these experiments, to scatter all our plans. But Mazi, I know here. Amen, man. Oh, I feel already. I know here. Oh, go to my bien on. I got no quarter and name what they think. Mazi, okay for our leader. I hold the gapata. that man may pray Africa anya obona the Zoom, even Ghana, even Cameroon, all over Africa continent, even white man, they know that yeah, these people are very intelligent people because they know we are the one that will liberate Africa, and that the same sign have already shown. Even through the 1967 and 19, we fought the war. Nobody, all the equipment that we used to fight for the world, we are the one that produced it, and we still stand on our ground today. We are still doing the marvelous work. Even our land, we are still producing car on our own cars. But our people, the Nigerian government, did not want to patronize our own cars. Even innocent, you know that yes, innocent. Those people that are working there. If Nigeria is a country, the government is supposed to sponsor that man. To make sure that yes, even if you don't have even the city did not have money to buy a car, you can go and the government you can take a loan to have your own car. But today in Africa, in Nigeria, whenever you have a car, people will be celebrating it, dancing because of you acquired a car that's in Europe here. Everybody, even 18 years old. He have his own car, even his own house. But in Africa, we are celebrating. When you have a bungalow, you celebrating it. When you have a car, people will be celebrating it. Yes, you have acquired something like that. Mazi, I want to be Zoku. Okay, for this, I got money. Oh, come like no matter about be for no. I could go me and I could go. Oh, no, for be for no. We will die there. No going back. If they like. Let them invite operation pato dance, monkey dance, crocodile smile, whatever they call it, because that means what they are doing is to show that they are zoo.
Mazi, thank you very much. Thank you
so much, brother. Onishi. Jisike, chukutima na gozu nchanyile, otu nsuwe na rokuchiku ike na emekwa na arụkwa ọlụ anụ a. Ọlụ abụkwa ọlụ ofu ụbọchị o. A alụkwa ha bụkwara akwụkwọ na ma ha na-alụkwa mmụọ ndị ọzọ na-apụtakwa. Mana anyị arụ engwe o wee weriri isi.
Thank you. Gozikwa gị. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you, great Biafrans. It's been a wonderful time being here. I hope that you have made your own contribution. I hope that you have been able to call and tweet, and that you have tweeted. Today is Tweet Tuesday. I hope that you have done your part. I hope that you have done your part. Thank you very much, and do have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Mazi Jonathan is next. Ndeo. Thank you very much, and do have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Mazi Jonathan is next. Ndeo.
All of them were claiming to be in charge. But today, they have found out that they cannot continue. You can't continue to drag something you don't know. You understand me? Something you do not know the genesis, the beginning. You are not the originator. You don't know how those formations started. You continue dragging it. And I thank IPOB media personnel and IPOB commentators on social media. We continue to educate the people until people continue to push this message on their throats. They now gradually, when they ran to M branch, trying to take up M branch, it didn't work out. They now today, they have moved out to form their own army. You understand? I think you can see their army, they are calling now their army. You understand me? And now they move up to create their own government. In America, in anywhere they create it, in America or Europe, they know. Because as long as I know, there are 4 governments in exile. In Europe, in America and in Europe. For Biafra, 4 governments in exile. 4. Every one of them are struggling. Who will outsmart and outdo order? So, all those things, even me,
I sent a message to Onyendu while in detention. I sent him a message. And I know this message I sent for him is based on this same barrister before that time, I sent Onyendu a message. And I'm making it public. Everybody should know. This message, most of you might have asked these questions. Most of you might have, you'll be murmuring with these questions. There are 2 questions I sent to Onyendu, and I got the reply through a lawyer I addressed that message to. Not through Barrister Joko, so that people should know. I asked Onyendu, I said, Onyendu, because it will help us to make decisions. These messages, the lawyers are bringing messages always. We don't have to come and say, Onyendu said, we are the IPOB leadership. We don't want to come on air and say, Onyendu said. Because we know he gave us the authority to carry out the daily duties for this movement. So coming to say, Onyendu said, we are anybody saying like that, trying to lean his back on something so that he can be able to convince people. The IPOB leadership does not lean their back because we know what we are doing. We are not new in the struggle. I asked Onyendu one question. I asked him, I said, Onyendu, in all sincerity, that I want to know, so that let me know what I am doing. You understanding me? I asked him, I said, is this struggle a family business? Or is it a family affair? But I want to know. Because it's good I heard it from him. Even though I have sent this message and I receive a response, if the Onyendu comes out also, I will ask Onyendu this question. If I have opportunity in the public, I will ask him. I know this question I'm asking, many people have it, because this will bring a very big problem in IPO when Onyendu comes out. I told him, Onyendu, in all sincerity, can you tell me, does this trouble belong to your family? Is it a family business or a family affair? Let me know so that I can know my way. I will know what I will do. He responded that this trouble is not a family business. On no account is this trouble a family issue. I keep it one side. I asked him, I said, Onyendu, are you aware? I know those coming to you. Are you aware what is happening outside? Are you aware that one of the people you just said people on the distance, people should listen when they are doing program than to listen to Chemefo than that time? Are you aware his position now as a crime minister? Are you aware of these things? He said, Chinasa, no place in the world that Biafra have anything like Biafra government in exile. I take those words from him. He said it does not happen and it will not going to happen. So these things I said now is just to collaborate. The message, you understanding me, they asked them to do, I'm aware they were asked, and they told Onyendu, I'm aware, Onyendu asked them to file a case against him in that country to exonerate that he have nothing associates him with what this guy in killing of our people and all this kidnapping that are being used his name. Onyendu made such. I have heard it, even the people he sent the message, some other people, and what the people said, some of them I get response, they told them that Onyendu cannot be in, even his siblings do use those statements, that Onyendu cannot be in detention and tell them what they have to. I will stop it here, Mazi. Thank you so much.
It is as clear as crystal. Therefore, we know that all those people that are committing all these shenanigans, they don't even want Onyendu to come out. We know that. So, Mazi, I think it is better we open the lines. As yes. we do things in an unorthodox manner. So our lines are now open without going to any break, please. But there are rules and regulations, please. I want people that are going to ask questions to be favored. Because if our lines are now open without going to any break, please. But there are rules and regulations, please. I want people that are going to ask questions to be favored. Because if our lines are now open without going to any break, please. But there are rules and regulations, please. I want people that are going to ask questions to be favored. Because if our lines are now open without going to any break, please. But there are rules and regulations, please. I want people that are going to ask questions to be favored. Because if
have said it before and I will repeat what I said. If we engage in killing, Biafra will not come. That is one cardinal thing you don't do in Biafra. Go and ask anybody. Anytime you shed an Igbo blood, you kill a fellow Biafran, anything you're looking for will not come. Go and ask all of them. Starting from the death of Mbono Ojike. People don't know how Mbono Ojike died. The man responsible for the death of Mbono Ojike, where is he? Everything he asked for, he got nothing from.
Kaide, kunitenu kaide, kaide, kunitenu kaide, kaide, kunitenu kaide, eya, kaide, eya, kaide, eya, kaide, eya, kaide, umu Biafra kunitenu, kunitenu kaide, umu Biafra kunitenu, Yazala, umu Biafra kunitenu, Biafra kunitenu, Nja useme wanyalu, kunitenu, Oli amara wanyisi, Umu Biafra kunitenu, Biafra kunitenu gaje.
Ejawala me kwampo, and if I jump any zoo soldier, him go hear mo. Say you know, I get to do bucket yo. Oh na, you get to go, I get to rocket yo. Oh na na, I hear some babura rogo. Umu Biafra, I don't know. We be the true blood of Israel. They be the bloody Philistines. So we go take them one by one, and then go run. When we always singing a zoo, and you go and marry. No negotiation, you. Everybody let's stand attention, you. No violence, no resolution, you. To hell with amalgamation, you. Fighting for our right, brother, it's not a crime. Biafra is our right, make gonna give us a Biafra. We are Biafrans, lovers of freedom. We a nation, no contemplation. Pull the trigger, shoot down the war plane. Shake that, give me the fighters machine gun. No more Nigeria, no more zoo soldier for my area.
Okereke, at the best fire way I did, I be okereke. The lock up full and they carry, they feel like okereke. Anything I made, they go want to pass okereke. We don't want negotiation, we want tabakeleke. Shekeleke, obikeleke. Oh, we want to smart up, HAUSA-SERVICE. No castigation, Biafra our nation. My people let us go.
Papa Goji, I come back again. Original Biafra me I come. See me a blessed land me I want. A Babylon, them I wanna push on down. Almighty Jah, yeah, children them I cry. Plenty men every day them I die. A wicked nation, them I know they try. I get a God's room, me I know they lie.
Egala isoko ndi Igbo kaite. Ibibio Igwerebu mu Biafra. Anang ijobuku mu Chukwu Akama. Efik Ogota come together.
Yeah, I got pay a nail one day I walk and whining. You when they were men, maka the people are crying. Catch you me, all the gonna move strong men should stand man on you make kuje. Urobo isoko egala yana one day idoma. We ain't scared of war. I got kopa hana koma. Lo ha ho ha. We are coming for our rights, that's why we the fight.
As a real Biafra nepunya mebwe. Tabukala shini repela bre antim pa dili good de wa to dili cool sana masai one get you. Boom 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 gonna does it. Run, Kafana Mazi. Time for peace no more. This is time for war.
See, and this is when give me more Biafra. Make we the go. Say the bazo, make we the go. Say Nigeria, make the la hill. Anya no you loyal, let's go. All your mask just set, let's go. The number, unu na no, unu na no. All we need now both of you. Liver, very soon, when the Haga no dia, Opa Vum, Hagamana Yeka, and a Washington, I hear Sula, while you had to call on the Bonandia was a Bonda shade, it's in Wellawire, Guaria and one is in Wellawire, on the woman who won on the Mere, when Gebu, one them Gebe.
Oh, Yaga, yo, can't follow this whole republic. Me a Rasta man a come back, Hebelebe, I'm a Sublami, when we turn the microphone, no one will be annulled. Me tell them I said them.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name is Mazi Chinedu from Alu province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 18th day of July 2023. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies. Do not deny them listening onto this hallowed platform, because this is where we preach the gospel of emancipation, the gospel of liberation, the gospel of freedom. Therefore, we are here live and direct. As you may know, you can be hearing our voice. You can listen to us live and direct through FM stations CHK 102.1 in parts of Biafra land, CHK 102.1 in parts of Biafra land. Also, you can hear us through IPOB Community Radio, a low data consuming application. You understand me? We are on satellite, free to air satellite. All these together with social media, you can hear us through Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE on Facebook, IPOB Rapture Media also on Facebook, Biafra Television, and many more, the Biafra Digest and many more, streaming our voices live and direct. Therefore, you have no excuse not listening to this hallowed platform initiated by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is still in the enemy dungeon. Make no mistake about it, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience who has been released, discharged and acquitted right from on the 13th day of October. 13th day of October 2022. Therefore, Nigeria being a banana republic that doesn't obey their own courts, their own constitution, is still there holding our leader illegally. And the people are keeping quiet. Because, they look at him, oh, he's an Igbo man. Oh, he's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's talking about Biafra. The injustice you help to propagate, to promote, to encourage, passively or actively, will come back to haunt you. Do you understand? Do you see the reason why the Europeans, they are highly civilized and wise? Even if they see their normal, private enemy being victim of injustice, they relegate that enmity to the privacy it belongs to. But they fight the injustice. They rise up to fight the injustice because they know that if they keep quiet, one day that injustice will touch them. But in the case of Nigeria, they will first of all look who is the victim. Oh, it's an Igbo man. Oh, is this Biafra? Oh, I beg, kill them. Leave them there. Leave him there. After all, he's talking about Biafra. But he committed no crime. Rather, Nigeria committed a crime, an international crime, by renditioning him down from Kenya to the zoo called Nigeria. And people don't think, they don't care. That injustice, I say, that injustice you don't care for. Because you see the victim as maybe from one ethnicity or from one group or the other. Now you allow passively or actively injustice to be bestowed upon the person. That thing will come back to haunt you. That is the truth. That is why we Biafrans, we fight injustice wherever we see it. Do you remember 2015 when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kuje prison? He hired lawyers. He told his lawyers to go and fight for Boko Haram suspects. Some of them that he saw there in Kuje. Why? It's not that they are Boko Haram suspects, no. But because of the injustice they suffer. If Nigeria is a responsible government, take people to court, charge them, sentence them, or release them. But let the rule of law be followed. That is it. When you keep people without no news about them, incommunicado, their parents, they don't communicate to them, you tell them that the people, they have died. A government. Do you see Do you understand the reason why Guantanamo Bay was scandalous, or is still scandalous until they take an initiative to close it? America. Guantanamo Bay, a piece of land in Cuba, which the American government hired and have been paying, rent. But since 1959, when Fidel Castro took over, he never agreed to collect any rent of that Guantanamo from America, because he believed that Guantanamo shouldn't be rented to America. So till today, calculate from 1959, I don't know the amount, but calculate from 1959, 59, you say now till today, America is not paying, Cuba is not accepting any rent of that Guantanamo Bay from America, because Fidel Castro thought it was a mistake for any Cuban government to rent it to America. You understand? The same way even Russia is regretting for selling Alaska to America, because America bought Alaska from Soviet Union. You understand? Okay. The scandals about Guantanamo Bay, America tried to use vendetta in order to deal with those they suspect to be terrorists, those that cause havoc or helped in one way or the other to cause havoc in America, by bringing down the Twin Tower. But they entered into a rogue system. But the American law, constitution, tell them that, look, you cannot pretend that you are fighting against terrorism as a normal, now you become a terrorist as a government. It doesn't go like that. And they ruled against it. They said, no, you cannot keep people, you don't bring them to American mainland. You want in a way to bypass the law, but the American law constitution takes precedence. That is how a responsible government is. It doesn't matter that the court rules against you as a government, but they will take it. That is responsibility, because you cannot be enjoying the sovereignty arrangements, world sovereignty, Westphalian sovereignty arrangement of the world, that recognizes a sovereign, a government, a country as sovereign, that shouldn't have any interference from other countries. You enjoy all these things. You enjoy unlimited, support from the international community as a government. It doesn't matter how little or how big the country is. Now, but you will not act responsibly. There are rules and regulations that a country should follow. You understand? No, but you don't want to follow that rule. You don't want to follow all those rules, but you want to enjoy, the sovereignty agreements that is stipulated. Don't you think that it is absurd? Normally, in a government, a democratic government should obey their law, their constitution. A democracy should make sure that, look, their court remains the last hope of a common man. Their court could rule against the executive, against the government, and they will take it like that. You understand? On the 13th day of October 2022, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was discharged and acquitted by the Nigerian Supreme Court. You understand? And they use politics. They said no, they are not releasing him. But before that time, calls have been coming to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the Nigerian president, the impostor, whether impostor or Buhari, during their times, because there were many impostors, they said no, we shouldn't. No, we are not going to interfere in a court proceedings or proceedings. Yes, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is in the court. Buhari said it openly. He said, no, we are not going to. Let us continue the court. Whatever the court decides. Now, the courts, which everybody say, okay, the people called and said, release Mazi. They said, no, his case in the court. Why are you calling? There is nothing I can do as a president, as the executive, as the government. If anything the court decides, let it be. Everybody say, okay, let us go to court. Agawan court. Gawano Luikbe. And the Nigeria court gave a verdict that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released, discharged, and acquitted. Not only that, but he should never stand trial in any Nigerian court. Now, those people that said no, the Nigerian government that said no, let us wait for courts to decide. Anything that the court decides, we follow. They turn around and said, no, we are not releasing him. They gave order. No, we are not releasing him. What type of country is that? I ask. What type of country is that? And they call themselves a country. I mean, it is absurd, isn't it? People there are watching. They say some of them are clapping for the Nigerian court. No, leave. And you start asking, these people, tomorrow they will start looking for justice in a Nigerian court. Tomorrow something will happen to them. They say, no, go to court. Now, does it make sense? Now, when they start experiencing the injustice, the same injustice that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been experiencing, they will start shouting. Oh no, Nigerian court, look at I'm suffering injustice. But these are the people that didn't do anything. When the same Nigeria judiciary gave a verdict that was not followed by the Nigerian court, which is injustice. Do you see it? Or do you see the logic? Do you see why we want to restore a country, our own country, that will be sanitized, that will follow the rule of law? Because every country should be governed by the rule of law. It doesn't matter how painful it is. America, the rendition, do you know that the American CIA, American government is today, they are paying through their ass compensation to many Guantanamo Bay inmates, the rendition. They sued them. I was watching one. It's an English guy, whether English Pakistani or English Afghanistani. That was rendition. And he stayed many years in Guantanamo Bay. Today, America, they are not only him, many of them all over the world, America is paying through their ass compensation. They have to do it. When the court rules that what they did is bad, they will that is how, that is responsibility. Because you cannot be doing the same thing you are accusing, somebody. Oh, he's lawless. Oh, he's committing offense. Now the government will be committing more offense. No. Do you understand? But do Nigerians understand this? The answer is no. That is why everything jaga in Nigeria. That is why Nigeria is there as a no man's land, as a jungle. No law. When you look at social media, when you watch things that are going on in Nigeria, you say, but this is a place where there is no law. Anarchy. There is no rule of law anywhere in Nigeria. It depends on who you are. Who do you know? That is it. Now you can get away with anything. You can get away with murder as you want. Look at somebody. Nigerian police shot and killed a baby in Delta. 2-year-old baby. I saw in the social media the man, the father of the baby, was pursuing them with his own car, crying. Oh, hey, baby, you don't know this baby, this boy, tomorrow he could be the inventor of a cure to dementia. He could be anything tomorrow. But Nigerians, do they know the importance of children? They don't know. They don't know. After all, nobody is safe in Nigeria. Nobody, no single body. Life is very cheap in Nigeria. You can move out now before you know one terrorist in Nigerian military uniform or police uniform will just gun you down for nothing. And before you know, they say no, it's an armed robber. They will put one gun on his dead body. He's an armed robber. Is this? Is that? That is the life in Nigeria. They gun this baby, and what I'm seeing the photo of the baby of the future. Very, very absurd, isn't it? In other countries, if this type of thing happens, a baby, the whole country will be turned upside down. Do you see what happened in France some last month? Do you see the destruction? Do you see? I am talking, I don't know. I am talking to people listening to me. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, and all others, Nigerians listening. Do you see the destruction that occurred in France for many days, if not weeks? Many cars were burnt, houses were burnt, government things were destroyed in France, everywhere. In many cities in France. Do you know the cause? They stopped a boy of 17 years of Algerian origin. Luco of Algerian origin. And they said the boy self was known by police, he's a delinquent. He has been going inside jail and coming out. They stopped him driving, and they believe he didn't have a driving license. Police stopped him and was asking him to show his driving license. He didn't even want to, talk to police, and he drove off to run. Police shoot him. They give him a bullet on his head, and he went and cried. He died, and his car crashed nearby. Police released a report that he's a terrorist. He wanted to run over them, but not knowing that there were people videoing when all these things were happening. The video came up on social media, and the people spontaneously come out in France and say, no, how can police be lying to us? Police that should be protecting us, how can they be lying? Do you know that there were, protests? When we talk about protests, this is not in Nigeria they will tell you, be law-abiding. How can people express their anger in a democratic setting to send the signal to the government that we are alive? Don't joke with us, we are the people. Because that is how it's supposed to be in a republic. France is a republic, the same republic that Nigeria is answering, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Do you see it? In France, the people owns the power. Power belongs to the people. That is why at any slightest provocation, the people will come out. They don't come out. France, they don't do peaceful protest. They don't do peaceful protests. If I'm lying, when the line opens, people living in France are hearing my voice. You can call and testify. I'm telling you what I know. They don't do peaceful protests. Even during the yellow veils, they destruction. Because power belongs to them. Do you know that United Kingdom is a monarchy? That's why, it's not a republic. Therefore, under normal circumstances, in the United Kingdom, power doesn't belong to the people. It's not a republic. You understand? They just manage their organic system and put it in a way that, they evolve in their own way. But it's not a republic. But in England, the voices are rising up to total abolition of the monarchy. You understand? But in France, they don't hear. It's not like France they killed if not the only people that slaughtered their monarch and banish it outright during the revolution. So that is why they don't hear. French people, any slightest thing, you don't joke with them. They come out. It's not them you will be telling be law-abiding, peaceful. They will come and even and pursue the president. Who is the president? They will pursue the president. They'll tell you that power belongs to us, the people. Are you understanding me? You don't. They are not there to be peaceful. Law-abiding. They'll tell you, if you want us to be law-abiding, you, the government, should be responsible and be law-abiding because we own you. We pay you. If it's in Nigeria, let me tell you, that thing that caused all those problems in France. Remember, weeks of violent protests in France that even Macron no single death, no military could shoot or police shoot another person. No, the whole violent protesters. Do you know what they use? This knockout. They gather it and be using it to be shooting the police, putting fire everywhere. Anything they see, they put fire. That is a republic. So they always send the signal to their ruling class, to their politicians that look, we are checking you. This is a republic. Last power belongs to us, the people, not you. And that is how it's supposed to be in a republic. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. That is why you see, when you see a Nigerian saying that he is an intellectual, slap him, pour him a hot water, or throw him a raw egg or rotten egg even, because he's carrying his passport says Federal Republic of Nigeria, but there is nothing federal, neither republic about Nigeria. Power belongs to the few group of feudal lords in Nigeria that are controlling Nigeria. That is why in Delta State, part of Biafra land, policemen shoot and killed a baby. And nothing happened. Everybody kept quiet. Yes, you see people will come and say, wow, now police, now Nigeria we there, now wow. I say, what happened in France? Had it been that it happened in Nigeria? Now they shot and is a maybe known criminal. Remember that 17-year-old boy in France, he was known by the police as a delinquent, somebody that goes jail and come out. He goes jail, they send him and come out. You know, but that doesn't. I listen to people that I interviewed in France. You know what they are saying? Ordinary people. They say yes, even if the boy didn't have a license, driving license, even if he has committed his record on his record, he has a police report, they know him as a criminal, somebody that have been going to jail and coming out. The law didn't give the police the right to shoot somebody unarmed where he's running away. Police should pursue him. That is what the law said. Are you going to tell this to Nigerians? If it's Nigerian, they will say, now what? He good now. The boy, serve him right. After all, he's a criminal. He was a criminal now. He good. Let him die. He's good. And tomorrow, when the same police will corner him and threaten to kill him and extort money from him, will come out on social media and shouting, now wow, I want to tell you, Nigerian police, now wow. But when they see the same injustice being meted out to another person, they don't do anything. They support it passively or actively. Condemn it. Go to comment section, you see, no, it serves him right. Now wow. Why should Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be released? You see how he was talking. I beg, keep him there. But then it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter, you know what, how you feel, how you hate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the Nigerian court of law has released him. Do you see the difference in mentality? Do you see why Nigeria has no electricity? Do you see the reason? Do you see the reason why, life is cheap in Nigeria? Because people there, they don't understand what law is. They don't understand. They engage in selective application of law. Oh, once this person is my friend, oh, they're okay, is good. A law should be applied for him. Let him get justice. But once they perceive somebody as their enemy, oh, I beg, let that injustice kill him. They don't know they are helping in building monster that is consuming Nigeria today. Do you see that? They killed the boy. Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. They killed a very promising boy. That boy tomorrow, he could be a prime minister. He could be an inventor. Be a businessman. He could be an industrialist. He could be an economist that that can employ thousands of people. He could be Mark Zuckerberg of tomorrow. He could be Elon Musk. He could be Dangote of tomorrow. But do Nigerians think like this? The answer is no. They don't reason like this. They don't reason like this. All that cripple their mind. All that cripples their mind is vendetta. Malice. Ibu iro. Oneri ha hate Igbo. Do you see it? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fought for Boko Haram suspects. Fulani Boko Haram suspects. They were being kept in prison in Communicado for 3 or 4 years. It's an injustice. Had it been, they have been sentenced, convicted and sentenced. It doesn't have problem with them. You say, okay, no problem. People don't know, Nigerians don't know about law. That without law, a country is just a banana republic. Without maintaining of law and order, implementation of law, there will be no order. And without justice, there will be no peace. Do you see? Nigerian politicians, they believe that you have to invoke security from heaven. They believe that they, just a form of carry gun and give to people. That is a solution to insecurity in Nigeria. They don't know that insecurity is caused because of the absence of injustice. That is number one. When people cannot get justice through the normal system of law, of courts, of judiciary, now they will now find a way in order to get their own private justice through their own way, and that is very dangerous. You see that? Do you see as they killed this boy? Do you see the siblings of this boy can tomorrow turn into what you call unknown gunmen? And the people that will be victims, the policemen or military that will be victims, are not the one that killed this boy. Do you see how things work? Do you see it? The annoyance, the sadness about the killing of this boy. Now, the siblings of this boy can pick up, because they cannot obtain any justice from anybody. All they will get is, I read that NDLA, Nigerian Drug and Law Enforcement Police, is trying to investigate the death of the boy. The people that killed the boy, you tell them to go and investigate it. How many times, how many thousands, if not millions of times we have had this? And case closed. Okay, we are going to investigate. Tomorrow they will come and promise money. Don't worry, we'll give you. Now you go born again. That is the language of the Nigeria police. Now take this 200,000 now. You go pregnant your wife and born another one. Finish. In an animal kingdom. Just no life, no sanctity. The person that is saying like this, he has mother, he has father. Do you see? Are you try to understand what I'm saying? The person that took away the life of somebody that he cannot create, he has his own life. Do you see it? Do you know that any person that you give injustice, Any person that suffers injustice, he has somebody or people that love him most. That their highest love in this world is to the person, the boy or the girl or the person. He has loved ones as you yourself have loved ones. Do you know that? Do you understand the pain? No, they don't. Because they are not empathic. You understand? They don't empathize. Nigeria is an animal kingdom. That is it. But we must continue. You know, this evening, I want to say something concerning the issue at hand in our land. We saw Ahaneze Ndigbo that has been, they went and they clamored that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. Anyhow, yes, and that's it, no problem. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. The court has released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No person should beg. We are not begging. I used to say it here. We don't beg for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. No. As you said, we go to court and we have the Nigerian court has released him. Now, where is he there? That is what we should be reminding the Nigerian government all the time. That as a responsible government, that they should obey their own law, their own constitution. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu broke no law. The courts, it doesn't matter how you feel on something, you know, give him a media trial, you know, condemn him, but go to courts. Because it is the courts that translates or interprets the law. It's not you, it's not your feeling. It doesn't matter how your sentiments. No. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has obtained this. So, as Ohaneze is going, talking about his release, we are not begging, no. They should never beg Tinubu or beg anybody. No. Because anything you obtain through begging, there is a string attached. There must be a condition. Do you understand? We don't beg. We have gone to court and we have won. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, that you know, that he will win. That the Nigerian court will never jail him. That the Nigerian government will never jail him because he knows that he committed no crime. Self-determination is in the Nigerian constitution, is in the United Nations Charter, that Nigeria is a signatory to. It is we are calling on referendum. Grant us that thing that was granted to Britain in European Union. That thing that was granted to Scotland. We need it. Referendum. It's not call for war. So why should you make it as if our own is different? That is Britain. You know, we will defeat Britain with logic, common sense. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, and that is what we are doing. We will defeat Britain, United Kingdom, with superior argument. That is the truth, and that is it. Now, Ohaneze Ndigbo, they have called for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And another thing I'm reading, which I cannot even understand. I am sorry if you are hearing any sizzling noise. It is rain, please, falling. You understand me? So, we must continue. So, I still see another news headline. You know, let me see. He said, Okay. Declare state of emergency in the southeast. Ohaneze tell Tinubu. It's July 17th, 2023. News, yesterday news. News headline. I cannot understand, is it in all these factions of Ohaneze? Do they, I put it on my timeline. I said, is Ohaneze insane? They are begging Tinubu to declare state of emergency in the southeast. And I cannot understand their reasoning capacity. I am telling you. It is above my understanding. You know? Why should they advocate for state of emergency in the southeast? Why? Why? Do they know what a state of emergency is or what it means? State of emergency means declaration of war. Let me just tell you what state of emergency means. Do you understand me? State of emergency is a situation of national danger or disaster in which a government suspends normal constitutional procedures in order to regain control. What does it mean? War. Complete war. A state of emergency situation is a situation of national danger or disaster in which a government suspends normal constitutional procedures in order to regain control. Now, the normal procedure under normal constitution, a child was killed by Nigerian police and nothing was done in Biafra land. Now, talk less of when the constitution is relegated. What do you think that would have happened? What do you think? They will bring fighter jets and start bombing every home in Biafra land. They will use mortar shells. They will use all kinds of weapons, bombing, shooting at everywhere, killing our people, killing innocent people. You see the killings of the Nigerian police and military in Biafra land. But there is a constitution or is not in a state of emergency. Now talk less of when there is state of emergency. This is what the Ohaneze Ndigbo is calling for state of emergency. Do you know that during Goodluck Jonathan regime, the Boko Haram that time, when they were also moving, Goodluck tried to put in a state of emergency in parts of the north. But do you know that northern politicians, they resisted it? They overwhelmingly resisted it. They said no, it doesn't matter what. You shouldn't put state of emergency in any part of the north. And do you see, when I say that the Fulani, they understand politics more than Igbo people, you know, according to Mazi, which he confirmed with Kunle and Alhaji conversation, that the Igbo people, Igbos don't have politicians. What they do is businessmen. They just see themselves in politics, and from there they continue their business. Do you understand? They continue. They thought that politics is also a part, a way of continuing their private business. How on earth are you trying to invite a state of emergency in your region? We are places that they have wars, complete wars in the north. War. They resisted any type of state of emergency. But make no mistake about it, IPOB will not be keeping quiet, watching our people in case if they declare state of emergency in southeast. Watching our people being killed and not do nothing. Remember that it will touch everybody. Man, I remember Oga touch everybody. I am telling you. You know, look at the Igbo politicians. Many of them, they are the people that put in rendition, sponsored the renditioning of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are the people. You know, when they don't look before they leave, some of them are regretting now. For your information, some of them are regretting what they have done. You know, they always leap, jump before looking down where they are jumping into, and that is why they are not politicians. Hope Uzodinma is trying. What Hope Uzodinma is doing is trying to bring military. We know that even Nigerian military are camped in many places in Enugu, in Ohafia. We know. We are watching them. We are watching their movements. We know them, but they don't talk about it. They don't open up. But our IPOB intelligence is already shadowing everything. We know what is happening. So let them be careful. Let them be careful. And the Igbo politicians, it will serve you no right. I mean, it will serve you no good. For your call for state of emergency in Southeast, as you say, in Biafra land, it will affect everybody. There will be refugees. Ask all these people, the Neanderthals that are calling for state of emergency. Igbo politicians. Do you know that in the north they have IDP camps? Even in, I think they have in Benue. People are coming down, even in Enugu. Northerners that run away from war in their zone, in their regions, where the Fulani terrorists, they call the bandits and Boko Haram, all of them joined together, headsmen. They have taken over their land, killing. You know, they are in control. They are controlling spaces in the north. Nigerian government don't have control in parts of all those places, but they never declare the state of emergency. Why can't you ask why? Why? Just because somebody like Hope Uzodinma, in one story, 10-second tenor. So he calculated that if I'm able to bring a military, declare state of sponsor and use my foot soldiers to call for state of emergency, now the military will come here to help me in Imo State so that I can win election in November and become governor. And after being governor, and what next? This is how primitive Neanderthals reason. You know, I used to say that our people are primitive. People don't understand. Some people, you know, like Mazi Kulie, say no, we are not primitive. I argue. I know Mazi, with due respect, he can call and still say. Although that day he concluded that we are primitive people. I'm telling you. Watch what is happening in social media. You know you will know that Nnamdi are the far. In our mentality, I differ. Forget that you have sense of making money. You have no. That is not it. You see how the boss proud and showcase money. How rudely, crudely. You see that these people are primitive. Fulani have billions at their backyard. They have, do you know that Fulani, they have warehouses? You think that goods are there? Containers. What food there is cash. Different dollar, naira, euro, any type of currency food there. But they will come there, you will not even know that they have, nothing. They'll be watching Igbos messing up on social media. Nke wente $1,000. Yeah. Makonyembo. Ya put on social media. Ne swego ne me here. Hold that and I did primitive. Because that is primitivity. Honestly, early men, and the way we reason. If not Radio Biafra that start changing the way we think, the way we reason, it would have been worse. If you are watching all these things, you know, you see now. But this man, if for him to bring his container, he have to beg Alhaji to cover him, use Alhaji name to put it in a Papa Wharf. Because if he uses his name, they will know that he's an Igbo man. They will seize everything and he can't do nothing. His life is only begging. When he continue begging and begging and begging until, even if he clear it, carrying the container to Onisha, to Aba, he will continue settling with, that is a hardship. Now, when he finish, now he come out and start boasting. He don't understand that he is under slavery, under chains. The people that are free, the first class citizens in Nigeria, the Fulani, they will be watching and laughing. Say, look at our slaves, look at them. Very, very sad indeed, isn't it? These people are calling for state of emergency in our land. There is no state of emergency today. And you see Nigerian police killing a 2-year-old Biafran. And nothing happens. Now, ask yourself, what about when there is a state of emergency? What will happen? Do you remember the last Operation Python dance? When Fulani soldiers were using, is it RPG or hybrid machine gun? Shooting at our houses, killing people as killing. They are videoing it, laughing. There was no state of emergency. They were acting under constitution, so to say, and they were behaving like that. I think when there is a state of emergency, and do you know who is calling for it? Ohaneze Ndibo. To come and kill, so that they have calculated it. Only one individual they want to satisfy, or is sponsoring them. Now, if you people can make sure that state of emergency will be in southeast, I will give you people 2 billion naira. Not his own money, is people's money, and they will enter into work. Don't worry, I know Alhaji. We will start now. We will write. Tinubu, bring a state of emergency, declare state of emergency. They don't reason nothing. The same way they pushed and renditioned the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I say many of them are regretting. We know. We have ears anywhere they are. Some of them are crying privately that, oh, look at what they have done. Even though in all this, they didn't give them Igbo presidency. Some of them are ashamed. Oh, look at how we renditioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our own blood. Do you understand? Do you understand me? Some of them are even going around like Hope Uzodimma, calling for bringing in some other principal officers from abroad. But some are telling him, no, we can never bring any Igbo citizen, any Igbo man again. That they have made the mistake of bringing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They say, we are hearing them. They are saying it among themselves. They are saying it. IPOB, we are everywhere. Yeah. Do you know that even the son of Hope Uzodimma, he might be an IPOB member? Do you know that? So that when they will be looking for who is giving these people information, they don't know that their wife can go out and call and say, nah, they don't know. Because they understand, only they cannot. Many of them, they know the writing. Many of them, their children, their wives, they know the writing, but because any slightest in a bull, either with poison or with assassination or through accident, accident, man, at their car. After all, Jesus lost his wife. No person know what happened. Yeah, you wear black. No, hey, maybe you don't know. I'm not saying no, but it is a possibility because these politicians, they are evil. You understand? So that is why you see their children, you see their wives, because they cannot talk to their husband. Onye Hope Uzodimma me now, yeah, see why. Because lekwe here, this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu no mere here, ono rendition, odi hokwa mma. Ya le ya nya so okay, madam ohi kwuru ngwa na okay, I ga. Ma onye onwo na direct. Many ways to kill a rat. When he can arrange accident. ọ na-aga n'ụzọ break ọma na targetry break fail or one small tiny bomb burst or disorganize all the engine on high speed and she will die of accident egukwe na ọ nwụrụ na accident kpụrụkwa ndị ọ ga-akpụrụ gara ala mmụọ ma na ọ nwoke ma gburu enye nwa poison she from UK because that is where they get their poisons. United Kingdom. The UK government M16 gives Nigerian politicians poisons. It depends on who you want to kill. Now they will tell you which poison and they pay. The worst part of it is they pay, they buy it. Heavy amount of money. For you to understand that Britain is making a hell of money from their creation, Nigeria. From the jungle they created, animal kingdom they created, even buying poison to kill their own fellow. They pay. And they record it. Do you understand? So, this state of emergency that they are trying to solicit is only one person sponsoring it so that he can win election. Well, once there are military everywhere, it will intimidate Igbo people, Imo people, and I will win. And you see, without thinking the repercussions that will come. That's why I say, Ndi Igbo amaghị ihe. This struggle mere mmara that ndị Igbo m na-eweburu that na anyị enweka sense enwere ihe anyị che. Brain, we are nothing. Ihe anyị nwere nwa sense anyị ji agba onwe anyị mgba. Nwa sense aghụghọ. Na nwekwa onye na-aghọgbu efọrị na mba. Ọkwa ụmụnne onye ga-amụta ihe ọjọọ from outside ya lọta na be ha obido from his community. When you look at criminals in our various villages in Biafra land, in different parts of our law even, who are they killing? They say their fellow brothers and sisters. And now say sometimes, what is happening? At least Fulani na apo. If they are killing, they kill non-Fulani. Ha na-eme ihe ọjọọ, ha na-eme ihe ọjọọ. They do it to against other people. Do you understand? They do it to non-Fulani. Mana ndị ba ewu ihe ọjọọ niile ha na-eme. Ebe ha mụta ha ihe ọjọọ. Ha na-alọta to their land to experiment on their people. Then how do you classify this type of people if not a primitive set of people? Primitivity, early men. Somebody will use even masquerade. Gara India, but ihe ọ mụtara n'India o form or cult or lotazie na ben na ya. Forms here cult, destroy the life of his people, his own people. Yes, ndị ọma arụ na na-asị oke na ihe ndị a na-eme na ha na-target ndị Fulani, ha na-aga n'ugwu, ha na-aga na outside mee ihe bata aga na akụrụ na ha kana mana ihe ha na-arụ nke ga ihe ọjọọ ga-amụta ya bịa ya na experiment ya na arụ scammer ọ na scam ndị bai in the name of ma church ma ọdịnala ma anyhow our criminality ndị be ha ka ọ ga na-kidnap first ọ na-kidnap ha na local champion ọ na-edere ha letter na dotere m ego dị ụta m na-abịa na otherwise any person nwee burial or marriage ceremony I say na ị ga-akwa eme ọkwa a member of the community that's supposed to be protected and you see that there is something terribly wrong. I am telling you honestly. Now, Hope Uzodinma is clamoring, fighting, so that when state of emergency. That is why he is directly sponsoring this so-called sit-at-home enforcers. It's Hope Uzodinma. We know, direct. That is what he's doing. He wants to attract this state of emergency. He wants to make sure to destroy IPOB because he took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as his sworn enemy. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him truth on his face that look, you don't need to, you are not the governor of Imo State, you are a Supreme Court governor. That is why he swore an oath that he will make sure for him, for all opposed of them, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have been killed. Because he was disappointed that he awarded the deal. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have been killed. Okay, with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he pumped the champagne in the council house. We know. They will be surprised. How do we know all these things? Check your child, check your children. Sometimes you see them, if you open their app, their children, their wives, they are listening to IPOB community radio. I am telling you. They know that what we are doing is the right thing. But their father, they cannot talk to him, otherwise they will kill them. That is tyrants. That is how they act. So, I put it out because I'm not going to stay long on preaching. Is Igbo politicians, are they really normal? I mean, no, calling for state of emergency. Let me read it a bit. Declare state of emergency. The Ohanese Socio-Cultural Organization has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to declare a state of emergency over the sit-at-home order in the southeast. Do you see this mugus? Just because of one particular thing, now they think that a state of emergency will just be, just okay, come. They don't know that it is a declaration of war. We are now, do you know the type of hatred, the caliphate, with other parts of Nigerians who hate the Igbos? Do you, it's unquantifiable. You cannot quantify the type of heinous hatred against the Igbos. Now, they are harvesting our organs, the organs of our people, our youths, every day. They are making life intolerable in our land. The Nigerian police, the Nigerian military, the NDLA, the civil defense, anything called the force in Nigeria, Navy, everything. They are sponsoring cultists in our land to continue causing havoc, sponsoring criminals to continue causing havoc in our land. Who are they dealing with? We, the people, Igbo people. Now, on top of it, they are still clamoring for state of emergency to be declared so that Kabia put up on the for destroy in the front. But IPOB will not be there watching. State of emergency. No. I get one challenge now. I get one and I got cause. One thing will lead to another. One thing will lead to another. It will be like cobweb. Do you understand? You might think that let me just also say this. The way Igbo politicians reason, they take everything personal for their personal aggrandizement. They don't see the overall, the larger perspective. No. During the war, Nnamdi Azikiwe, he was supporting Biafra until a time he have a disagreement over leadership of Biafra with Ojukwu. I will show you that I'm a Zik of Africa. He is talking to Ojukwu. He has a problem only with Ojukwu. I want you to understand the way Igbo people, because if I talk to Igbo politicians, they come from Igbos. It's the way Igbos, I will tell you, it's the way Igbos reason. I will deal with you. Now, before you know, under the guise of taking a medical leave, he flew to Lagos. From there, he flew to United Kingdom or America. Started campaigning against Biafra, thinking that on a Mojuku. Do you see why I say our people are primitive? Calling Biafrans rebel. Just why? Because they have a personal problem with Ojukwu. In our own, when you will say no, it's like that, Igbo politicians, but I tell you, say no, it's Igbo people, not Igbo politicians. It's our character. We will have there is something. I think yesterday night when we are having some private meeting with some people, Mazi Chinasan want to say something. He said, do you know why we don't even talk much, even when we are doing private meeting? Because of the character of Igbo people. Somebody you confide, you and him now, you talk secret, everything on Naga, you people continue moving on. The day you and him will have small problem, little problem, personal, or the struggle or anything, just personal problem. He will come out to vomit the whole secret you and him has. Can anybody debunk me? Say no, Mazi, you are lying. Our general character Igbo. So with this character, whether if you become a politician, now you take it. The character is still in you. Nnamdi Azikiwe had a personal problem with Ojukwu. Now he used it in order to bring down a whole nation. He didn't calculate that, no, what I'm doing is not against Ojukwu. Ojukwu is okay. But against Biafrans, generations of people. No, he didn't know it. That with the person. And this thing, let me tell you, is killing us. According to this type of character, is killing us. That is why, even when doing something privately, only one are careful against another. You be careful against with each other. Na in tomorrow open up is a very primitive, destructive character. That is why here on Radio Biafra we tell ourselves the truth so that we change here from this useless character. You cannot see an Igbo man that has fallen out with his brother. Instead of having a limit, going to that private problem, dealing with it. No. The whole secret as friends. Don't you see Timofo? There was a spokesperson for consultant for BBC Igbo. Any information they need, they come and ask him. He will vomit it. He don't hide anything. That is a pure character of an Igbo man. If you are out of this character, if you come out of this character, can you do something with your brother? No, have secrets for years. Now a day maybe you have a little problem. You will see the person Obido Kowa. Kowa from Genesis to Revelation. Something that as a man you don't quarrel to that side. But the Igbo people are here all the problem. We need to change you. Is inside. This character is not only for we blame Igbo politicians. No, it's a general character. Do you understand me? Do you know that some of all these criminals in our land, when they are being apprehended, some of them have been maybe in IPOB after renditioning our leader. They started committing crimes, but before they were in IPOB. You understand? And they know people. Do you know what happens? Whenever they are being caught, apprehended, alive, now they will start back going to talk the names of those people. They don't deal with them again, no. But this is a very devilish character. They start calling people's name that they don't even communicate with for years. But just now, that devilish character. The secret they know because they have been in IPOB, so they start calling. But they were no more since maybe 1 or 2 years. They have been in criminality. Okay, yes. Okay, will be our coordinator, and I think he's still the coordinator there. No matter that I'm no more in IPOB. Oh yeah. Many of them, you see Pastor Jack. Do you see? Do you know many people he sold after falling out because of money with this Nelly of Ebu and Co. Now they use him. He was no more in IPOB, but he knew IPOB started selling people. They are like, and they like this. Very primitive character, I am telling you. Why I am now in all this thing all the time, so that we can change, so that you become saved. Because this character is killing us. Do you understand me? On a buy as a people. Now, let me tell you. Do you know, as Ohaneze was clamoring for state of emergency, do you know that 2013, the Northerners, they resisted anything. There was a time Jonathan made a move to declare 3 states, I think Jigawa and the rest, 3 of them, state of emergency. Hajj is one of the things that led to his demise even. Do you know that? But let me read to you this news also. Now, this is July 16th news. Tinubu to unveil new security initiative soon. Shetima. Now, listen to me. I want to read something. I want to bring out something. It's a news of 16th of July 2023. They say Tinubu to unveil new security initiative soon. Listen. President Bola Tinubu will in the coming weeks unveil an initiative that will address insurgency and poverty, among other challenges confronting Nigerians, especially those living in the northern region. Are you listening? Though, when they talk about Nigerians, it's just to confuse you. Where they are heading to is the north. Listen. This was disclosed on Sunday by the Vice President Kashim Shettima in a chat with journalists while on a condolence visit to Kanu. He said, the president is determined to define the meaning and concepts of modern governance and the crisis we have in the Northwest, which is further accentuated by poverty. Are you seeing that they are defining the Boko Haram crisis, putting the cause to be poverty? Do you see? In our own land, they don't want to know about the cause because Nigerian government is sponsoring it. Instead, bring a state of emergency. Are you seeing the different countries we are in, but we are in the same country? They now put it that the cause of the Boko Haram terrorism in the northeast is what? Is poverty. Okay, continue listening. They say the social exclusion is also something that the president is determined to confront frontally, and in the coming week he's going to unveil the Pulaka solution. I want you to remark that word, Pulaka solution. That is the Fulani solution. On the Fulani, I see that they saw that the indigenous people in Nigeria are the most stupid in this planet Earth. I'm telling you. You are crying about when Let Buhari was there. Now you will cry blood. They are coming direct. They are using these people. They are the background now, manipulating them as marionettes. You understand? Shetima is not a full animal, no. He's from Kanuri. But these are the people that are being manipulated by the Fulani. Tinubu, we know now, is he's Yoruba, but there. He's serving, he's just a figurehead. You understand? Okay. Now, Shetima is a direct Boko Haram sponsor. Direct. It's not hidden. But today he's a vice president. Do you understand? Now, they say they want to put Pulaka solution. That is a Fulani solution. Pulaka solution. Unless we want to engage in an endless war of attrition, there cannot be a military solution to the crisis in the Northwest. There has to be a kinetic and non-kinetic solution. Do you see how they are playing their own now? Chineke kuna ndị Igbo, very primitive people. Hey. Sometimes I'm now say I was regret way one but so no Igbo people we are good people. Only that Nigeria happened to us. So Britain merged us in a place we shouldn't be. Since 1914 to today, do you know if we have been existing as a separate entities since our creation, since let me say from 1914 to today, do you know how progress we would have made? But they put us in a system that disorganized us. It created us into a monster you are seeing in us today. Instead of us being evoluting, being repaired, being civilizing, learning from others, and using it in order to put our own also better our own. Instead, they put us in an entity that turned us into complete monsters that we are turning into today. But this man, he said they are going to use Pulaka solution. That is Fulani solution. Nigerians they don't care about what is happening. What the vice president said. He said Fulani solution. That is Pulaka solution. Pulaku. Pulaka solution. That is Fulani solution. He said unless we want to engage in an endless war of attrition. Do you see? They are now trying to paint everything, give you reason. No, it's poverty that is causing. So Nigerian government, federal government have to engage them. I know it's poverty that is causing it. But in our own land, no, it's not poverty. It's nothing. We don't have international airports. It doesn't matter. It's Igbo people. Kill them. They don't have no excuse. They must be subjugated. We don't have seaport. No way. It's not a solution. I mean, it's not an excuse. Kill them. And our own politicians, political class are inviting Nigerian military. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? When we talk, you say that we are talking. Do you see the difference? Okay, let me continue reading a bit. In the next couple of weeks, we will unveil the Pulaku solution, which will address the grievances and social exclusion of our Fulbe cousins in the Northwest. And also towards addressing the root causes of all the banditry. And do you see it? They want to address the Fulbe cousin, their Fulbe cousin, because that is why they put APC, Tinubu, to continue. So he must achieve it. He must address it. If this thing now was being written during the time of the impostor, Buhari, hey, you say, oh, he's a Fulani man. But today, no person will talk. Fulani, they know how to use indigenous people to get what they want. Do you understand me? They know how to use other non-Fulani. They will be at the back, commanding them. Like this thing, marionette or remote control. They remote them. They know, and no person will talk, because when you look at it, they will tell you, these people, they are not Fulani, so they are doing the right thing. We don't care. You don't know that they are the people commanding them, remoting them like marionettes. When you hold your strings, the hands, you are controlling the marionettes. People will not know that it is you, because the string, no person will see it unless you look carefully. They say now they are going to use Fulani solution, Pulaku solution in the Northwest, in order to address the social seclusion of the Fulani people. Do you see it? Everything is going towards appeasing the Fulani. That is the complete Fulanization. Because no person will talk now. They will tell you, Mieti Allah will tell you, those who talk, we are not in government now. It is Yoruba and Kanurio who is not Fulani, so anything on they talk, no Nasabi. After all, one of the chief supporters is Niger Delta, is a German, so we know they for government too. But they are now outside now. Do you see it? Whereas the Igbo politicians are, instead of echoing the cries of the people, the youths in the southeast, so-called in Biafra land, telling the federal government that look, giving them the pressure that look, there is no international access in our land. Our people are more traveled, but nothing, no seaport. That is what is the cause. We are alienated from the Nigerian government. They don't care. No, bring the soldiers, kill everybody, because one or two people wants to advance their political careers. That is how Igbos reason. I am not saying Igbo politicians. I am saying Igbo people. That is how they reason. When you stop reasoning like this, know that you have been born again. You have now entered into a reformed person. Otherwise, right from beginning. I am telling you. That is why she in India, she in another place, Lota Mutacha Yojo, Rara Nile, my court Nilon. Instead, the young did that thing, that character, that courtism, anything. Ga fight for our people, for his community. Yeah, Gaibo Gane may implement on his community. Or beyond his community, no bushing his community. Do you see? What do you think about it? You know, I know Aquamadak, I know a bogada. For your information, don't forget that on Sunday, this coming Sunday, please, our First Lady will be here on air to address Biafrans, please. First Lady Lolo Uchechi Kanu will be here on Radio Biafra come Sunday in order to address Biafrans. Time by 7 p.m. Biafra time, please. You shouldn't miss it. Lolo Uchechi Kanu will address Biafrans. So, as I was saying, this is the reality confronting us. There is nothing. Whereas the Northerners are protecting their own, because they know that no matter how controversial they are fighting among themselves, that if they bring outside the force, it will be worse. So it's better they maintain a formidable face and push out, so that they will use whatever that is happening in their land to their own collective advantage. They will use it to attract Nigerian federal government fund to enrich themselves. But in our own case, no way. Hope was that he want to continue being a governor. So if every other place is destroyed, if every other person is killed, he doesn't care. That is the character of a typical Igbo man. If you don't have this character, know that you are saved. As you are reformed. That is the reality. There are Boko Haram that is openly on video is an international terrorist organization. International. Declared terrorist organization internationally. They cut people's neck openly. For how many years? They are fighting in order to Islamize everybody, so that everybody will believe they are backward Wahhabis type of Islam. But now their politicians are clamoring that look, it is poverty. It is poverty that is making these people. So the Fulani, we need to use a Fulani solution. Bring them, give them money, give them ice cream, provide for them. Federal government, you cater for them. And you ask, what about the mobile education system? Mobile schools. What about the schools built by Goodluck Jonathan? For them in the north, did you build anyone in the south? Every time I relegate to Ikeketorie. I used to say this all the time, and that is the truth. Ikeketorie ndibu aya mmadụ na ihe anyị wo Ikeketorie. That's why onye ba na ọkọpụta nweta ego. Hey, ya pụtazie na social media, because so believe I for that you, but Oluwa don't do them for me. Because if we have government, you won't see that is helping, that is contributing in doing things for the citizens. You wouldn't see people coming out to boast, showcasing money. Why? Because why are you showcasing your car, whereas another person can also get the same car? So what is extraordinary? When another citizen can also just go and sign, as long as you are working, you go and sign a paper and they give you any car of your choice. Why would you come to social media to showcase your car as if you did big thing? Do you see why I say that our people, we are primitive? We we are primitive. A car that you can now go and sign paper. And they will be taking it at the end of the week or at the end of the month. It's just little things that you don't even feel. Dubai, United Arab Emirates citizen. We go and do it. The same thing. Or if you want Lamborghini, we go and sign. So why would if we sign on the card the government made possible through their policies for him to be paying little by little? Then why should he come out on social media to be boasting with the car? But in our own case, we have no government. So anything I would try through our own ikeketorie. So that's why now to see one can na wale kramo na le people na DJ channel many people are now toro na Malaysia but na alarma ane to dike we are as thousands on the longer many of them are gebu mana na egrapata ane to you don't know that is primitivity. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed in a back was look at what Ebe relegate right to. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to remove this type of mentality. They are they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north, I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. they are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north. I want us to, remove this type of mentality. They are, they are protecting terrorists in the north. The same people protecting terrorists in the north.
Point. This is an aberration. I mean, you don't attack Nigerian Defense Academy and kill officers and get away with it.
Yeah.
The last time I was in NDA was in 2017. I went to carry out an investigation by the Minister of Defense. I wanted me to check what is going on with the training and the security environment there. I remember I spent about a week at NDA with the commandant and with the staff, But something struck me, and that was every Friday, the gate of NDA is thrown open, and everybody have access to come and pray in the mosque. And I want to actually enjoin journalists to go to all military formations across the country on Friday by 1 o'clock. You are going to see the same thing happening across all military formations, including Naval Training Command Papa, including the division in Ibadan, including NDA, including Jaji. I was in Jaji in 1994 for my junior division. And every Friday, our gate is thrown open. And everybody comes in to pray in our mosque. Even though they have their mosque outside. If you go to Defense Headquarters, I serve at Defense Headquarters as the Deputy Director, Defense Administration between 2015 and 2017. Throughout my 2 years at Defense Headquarters, I received visitors only twice because of the strict security architectures at the Defense Headquarters. But every Friday, the gate of Defense Headquarters is thrown wide open for everybody to come in and do Jumat. That is the time the terrorists have the time to profile our security environment.
Has that always been the case?
It has always been the case. I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is religion and social-cultural. People will expect me to come here and start talking about kinetics, about operation and so on. I've been an operational commander all my life. I commanded warships, I commanded troops, I commanded men outside Nigeria and so on. But I'm not going to come to your station to discuss kinetics. The problem is not kinetics. In 2017, 2016, I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. I told them, General Lawrence Shakin then, that the challenge we have in this country cannot be solved the same way we solved the problem of Niger Delta. The Niger Delta problem was solved during Yaradua time, basically by me. And I told them that we can't use that same template for Boko Haram. I told General Lawrence Shakin to look at the center of gravity of the problem. And we all came together. I was made a member of the committee, including Atahiru that just died was a member of that committee in 2016-2017. And we came to a conclusion after several arguments. And the arguments were three. To identify the center of gravity of the problem, one group said it is the fighters, the Boko Haram fighters are the center of gravity, so we should go after them. Another group said the center of gravity of Boko Haram is Abubakar Shekau. So if you go after Abubakar Shekau, then the problem of Boko Haram will be solved. I took exception to the group. I said that is not the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram insurgency that we were having between that 2012 and 2017. And General Shakin asked me, allow me, why are you giving problem? What is the problem? Give us the answer. And I told General Shakin that if I tell you the answer, you are not going to be able to solve the problem. He said, what is the problem? I said, the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us. Because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yeah. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who?
I was in the military intelligence. Okay. And the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem. Because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that Buhari government has refused to try them?
So the government knows sponsors of Boko Haram?
Of course, it's in the news. In April this year, the government said they have arrested 400 bureau de change related, people that were sponsoring Boko Haram. They told us. And Abu Dhabi also helped us to arrest few Nigerians, try them, we know them. Why can't this government, if not that they are partisan and they are actually part of the charade that is going on, why can't they bring those people out for trial?
So the Bureau de Change operators on the one hand, but you particularly said people in government. Are those part of the Bureau de Change, or those people that you say are in government are still there, government is aware, and government is condoning them?
The people I mentioned that are in government are not these ones they just arrested. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday? And the solution I gave them in 2017, because when I identified the center of gravity for general shocking, and they couldn't pursue it, because some of them were ministers. And what I'm saying now, the Department of State Services are listening to me. They know them.
Yeah,
so the solution I gave them was that if we can't pursue the policy strategic level, because the people that we need to talk to are also, going to be difficult to deal with. I said what they should do now is to conduct two things. We should buy blimps. The blimps are not UAVs. They are not drones. Blimps are equipment that can fly up to 10,000 feet, 30,000 feet, static if you want, mobile if you want, and they carry a lot of payload. We saw them in Afghanistan. We saw them in Kenya. This will be something that can give us real-time intelligence, and we can know where these bandits or terrorists, where they emanate from, when they finish operations that they've done, where they go back to.
Okay. Well,
they did not buy this equipment up to.
Okay, you said quite a number of things. Let's pick up on some of them and see if we could make some, if we could shed some further light on some of them. Since 2012, I mean, you've been in operation, as you said, ever since that time. You questioned several people. And some people were identified at that time. Did the government at that time try any of them? Or were any of them also in government at the time?
No, the government did not try any of them, and the defense headquarters where I worked then did not pursue that line of operation because it's beyond them. The defense headquarters, actually, when you look at the defense structure of Nigeria, they lie within the policy strategic level. But basically, they are operational guys. So when you have policy problem, then they cannot go beyond their master. They can write intelligence report and say, this is what is going on. And we've seen that the present government know what is going on.
I'm sorry, is this a policy problem? I mean, the laws are clear. If someone is said to be involved in something as devious as this, the laws are clear. This person is meant to be arrested, questioned. I mean, it's quite clear. So is it a policy problem? We have the laws. So what is stopping the security agencies from actually enforcing the law, since that's what they are?
I think what is stopping them is like when you are a member of a church and your pastor have decided to be at a certain level of spiritualism and you're a member of that church. You cannot be higher than your pastor spiritually. You can't, no matter what you do.
So this is the same religion you spoke about?
Yes. In real life, you see that the defense headquarters cannot conduct any operations that is not sanctioned by the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
Yeah.
They cannot.
No matter how small,
they cannot. When the Yar'Adua government decided to put an end to Niger Delta militancy, that was in 2007. What he did was simple. He called all the security chiefs and all the intelligence chiefs and tasked them to come up with a solution. The Defense Intelligence Agency, the National Intelligence Agency, the Department of State Services were called with the Inspector General of Police and the Interpol to come up with a solution to the problem. Then the problem was Niger Delta. The president was Yar'Adua. He was dispassionate. He wanted to solve the problem. Within 6 months, we solved the problem. I remember I have to go to Angola to go and bring Herioka, and nobody in Nigeria knew what we did. All we know is that since 28 that we conducted our operation under Yar'Adua, Niger Delta issue has remained manageable. This government does not want to resolve this problem. They are escalating it because of tribal and religious sentiments.
So when you say this government does not want to resolve it, don't forget the same government has purchased, in fact they're going to induct the Kanu jet because of, the insecurity situation. They have, the president has had to change guards, as it were, as a result of people's clamor. I imagine if that was not in the thinking, why would you go that length to make some of the, some of the pronouncements, the meetings that have happened, the purchase, the change of guard and the rest? Why would they do all that if they don't want to solve this?
Because that is not the solution. What you just mentioned is not the solution. When you have a problem at policy level, strategic level, operational level, when you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing is not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram and insurgency. So if the president is buying super to Kanu, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution.
This government does not want to resolve it. Don't forget the same government has purchased, in fact they're going to induct the Kanu jet because
you have a problem at policy level, strategic level, operational level. When you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing is not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram and insurgency. So if the president is buying super to Kanu, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution. We are looking at the wrong side. It's not kinetic. It's politics.
Are you ruling out kinetic altogether?
I can't rule out kinetic because it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum, so you can't rule out something. But the center of gravity is what they should look at. And what is it? I'm saying it on this channel. It is the sponsor of Boko Haram and bandits.
I'm speaking about the sponsors. When you say the DSS, and they could be listening to you, but so they profile, part of their responsibility to profile all of these persons before they either vie for elections or before, they are nominated for any of these positions. Doesn't that happen? Don't they get intel and say, look, this and this is what we found, and then we don't think that this should proceed further. Doesn't that happen? It does. You know, when I worked with the DSS in 2007, because when Yaradua approved the operational order that we did, we now have to work together as a team. He actually forced all of us to sit down together and work together. I was surprised at the tremendous amount of information had by DSS. I was shocked. We in DI, I was in Defense Intelligence Agency, and when they were forced to bring out the files, I was shocked. They have so much information at DSS presently as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. They have. But you see, if a fish is going to get spoiled, it's going to start getting spoiled from the head. The DSS will not do anything except the Commander-in-Chief's body language shows that this is the direction I want to go. That is where the problem is. The DSS has tremendous information. By the time 2023 is here and somebody take over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country, you'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have this over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country. You'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have this that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have this.
Kaide, kunitenu kaide, kaide, kunitenu kaide, kaide, kunitenu kaide, eya, kaide, eya, kaide, eya, kaide, eya, umu Biafra kunitenu kaide. Kunitenu kaide, umu Biafra kunitenu kaide, umu Biafra kunitenu Biafra kunitenu nja useme wanyalu kunitenu kaide, oli amara wanisi kunitenu.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. I'm sorry for, although it is not something that is foreseen. It's a very big technical hitch, but I try to overcome it. Everything is okay. So now I will open the lines. But before I do that, please do not forget that on Sunday, come Sunday, our Lolo Oku Kanu will be speaking to, addressing to Biafrans and humanity here on Radio Biafra London through HAUSA-SERVICE. Please, you inform your friends and well-wishers so that everybody will listen. We are here live and direct, and today is the 18th day of July 2023. Do not forget that we're talking about, I talked about the state of emergency that the so-called Ohaneze Ndigbo, I don't know whether it's a faction of Ohaneze Ndigbo that is trying to declare, or tell Tinubu to declare state of emergency in our land. Whether they don't understand what state of emergency means. How Boko Haram ravaged everywhere, bandits, Fulani terrorists everywhere in the north, killing the indigenous people. But no state of emergency because they know what they are doing. Instead, Shetima now is telling Nigerians that look, they are going to solve the problem in the north with Fulani solution, Pulaku solution. That is the word I want. Pulaku, that is Fulani solution. That his Fulbe cousins, that is a Fulani cousins. You know, he's not a Shetima, he's not a Fulani man, he's a Kanuri. And many of all these Kanuris are being used against their own people, against the Shehu of Borno, for your information. And this is how Fulani works. They go and brainwash some people in your midst, and they will use them to fight you. As they are using them now, they are inviting the Fulani to join them. They will fight you. That is what is happening in the northeast, the Boko Haram issue. Because that is the only part of the north that refused to bow down to the Sokoto Caliphate. They retain the original Hausa title, the Shehu of Borno. They don't have a caliphate. They don't recognize the Sokoto Caliphate, for your information. That is the reason they rose up this brainwashed people, in Kanu, Shetima included, in order to use them to fight and bring down the traditional monarchy of Borno, the Kanuri side. Do you understand? That is what is going on. So now, according to him, he said that he's going to, they are working on Fulani solution. Do you know what it means? Do you know, let me tell you, in a country you call you are one, do you know that some people in the north are being paid? Many youths in the north are being paid salary, welfare. Do you know that? No, you don't know. You are in one Nigeria. Onye Igbo pụta one ebuka na social media. Ọmara na-ekege nkọ kwa. Ọ na-ekposhi ikekete orie. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why we are calling for all and sundry to gather so that we get our own nation where we can control our destiny. In Nigeria, we are finished. We are nothing. Do you understand? They are using our people in order to fight us. That is the reality. Hope Uzodinma is the chief sponsor of what is happening there with Dave Omahi. Remember that Dave Omahi, he boasted that when he called, he tried to bribe IPOB, do everything to bring down IPOB. IPOB told him that, look, this is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him that this is another breed of Igbo people you never know. First of all, Rochas Okorocha, when he was the governor, he wanted to sponsor IPOB, to hijack IPOB, sponsor IPOB, so that he will be in charge. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, over my dead body, you can't do it. I don't need your stinking money. For your information. Now, as the rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, remember, they say the center of gravity, they thought that the center of gravity of IPOB is remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and everybody will scatter. As they did with Wazirike. Everything will scatter. This one will carry anything of IPOB have, they will scatter. The same thing they did with Wazirike. They arrested Wazirike and they steered the infiltrators among them. They entered into criminality. That is the worst thing that happened to Masop. They started kidnapping. They started everybody now go and look for your own private money. That is why IPOB have been shouting every time Mazi Sanwo will come out, continue shouting. We are not criminals, so these people that are doing this, they are criminals. Do you understand? Because we are a sanitized freedom fighters. We don't engage in criminality. Once you engage in criminality, say bye-bye to Biafra restoration. It happened korokoro. You know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say he no kwado before, because he studied our failure in 1970 and he studied Masop. What happened? How, you know, they arrested him and because of no strong structure, very weak structure, and I don't blame them anyway. Do you know why? Because it is all in Nigeria. His structure is all in Nigeria. That's so. Let me tell you, you know, Mazi Sanwo said it the other day, that the highest thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did in this IPOB is to make sure that the heart of this struggle, the heart of the structure of this struggle is abroad. Where the Nigerian politician cannot reach. The DOS, you know, members of the DOS are scattered all over the continents of the world. Who are you going to bribe? Any person you bribe, now you sabiego ge fugo, because you have no impact. Ya bia na ko eri wepu ya na DOS direct. Ego gị la, nke gị la. So that is it. Don't you see people are pursuing inside the information? Insiders, all they want is I say, well, you know, one of them, his vengeance, his annoyance was, oh, no more meeting. No, I kept quiet. The day the guy was saying this, he said, no more meeting as usual. We're supposed to be having Zoom, Skype meeting, so that we will know. Before you do anything, you have to tell each and every one of us. So that is it. So that is these. You people know who I'm talking to about. That enemy. No more meeting. Everything, we don't hear anything. I am a member of DOS, but I don't know what is going on again. No more meeting, like usual. So that before you say anything, even on air, you sit around, you tell each and every one of us, and the information will leak. That day, so I'm come now, I'm say, so this is it now. You know. So, who are they going to bribe? Had it been everybody is based in that zoo? Is it not zoo? How to do something now? My intimidation. The person will succumb. We say, we allow you. You live and do your business. You continue doing Biafra, but you know what you are going to do? Oh, from time to time, you celebrate your anniversary. From time to time, you talk about Biafra, you print Biafra passport, and ginger people, we know our people are emotional. People will come up and say, hey, I'm giving you passports, although it's not for traveling, no, it's invalid, but for you to have a sense of hope. And people will, very sentimental set of people that can forget, even they forget yesterday. 15 minutes people. That is how they are dealing with us. So imagine that they brought state of emergency, where they sideline their own constitution, which they are not even obeying. Now imagine what they will do in Biafra land. They will kill, because there is no law. Every house, the bomb house is down. You understand? That is what Hanez Ndibo is trying to bring. When they finish, they say, they will regret crocodile tears. They are the people that face proscribed by IPOB. Igbo governors. Do not forget that. They started begging Buhari. Proscribed by IPOB. Proscribed. They first of all proscribed by IPOB. Igbo governors first. People that don't know politics. All they do there is their own personal interest, nothing more. They don't care for anything. Any decision they will take, they don't sit down, reason it. All they are saying is, oh no, this thing is obstructing my governorship. It's trying to I will not win an election. He never think beyond the election. He never think about the generality of the people. How this thing I want to do, how it's going to benefit my people, how we are going to lose on it generally. It doesn't matter that it favors me, but how is it going to favor the people? They don't think about it. That is why before you know, they have taken decision. Prescribe by IPOB. Prescribe. After I started regretting. Where is Igbo presidency? We continue asking them. Ndoshi. You think that we have forgotten? Your rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They told you bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if you want to. If you are serious in, we give you Igbo presidency. Bring Mazi Nnamdi. Your man Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Use your hand to bring him. You are going to sponsor the. Fulani. They know how to deal with Igbo politicians. They are slaves. They know how to deal with them. They will make sure that they use their money. Remember in COVID-19, during COVID-19, 2020 COVID-19. We sit at home because that one too is sit at home. Forced to sit at home. Remember how Igbo people were giving money. This one give billion. Even Dangote did not give up to 1 billion. I think 500,000. But Igbo people, Igbo businessmen, because they are conditioned to do that. Their masters will come. Hey, do you see this your business in the north, in Abuja? If you don't want it to have problem, you come. I don't want you to give this money secretly. Say it, give your so that they will announce it on national television that you, as a Igbo man, you have given 1 billion. You must be giving, openly, not in the north, so that we take it to the north. That is your portion. Otherwise, we created you, we bring you down. That is the threat they give to them. And like that, and they don't care again. That is how they control them. Oh, do you see? Oh, you people are shouting about marginalization, but you are getting money now. You as a governor, we know what you are doing, but we leave you. He said, no, our people, they don't want, they thought that, we are weak. So please, sir, give us even this Igbo prayer. They say, okay, I don't hear. Only Igbo, I don't hear. First of all, go bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know what is insult? You know what is causing the nation? It's you people that will pay. Nothing, the way, if you understand the way the Fulani is talking to these Igbo politicians you are expecting, before God and man, they will command them. Look, we are not begging you. Go and listen to the leaked video, the first part of a leaked telephone conversation between Kunle and Alhaji. Go and listen to it. And you see, he said, we don't beg them. They say, good luck, Jonathan. Kunle asked him, he said, but Alhaji, good luck, Jonathan, he favors you the not more than. He said, why not? He must do it now. They burn him. Let him not do it now. He will know. This is the way they talk to Igbo politicians, Biafran politicians, whether a job or whether privately, they command them. You people need the Igbo presidency. Federal government is not putting any shishi. They will give you logistics, but you pay for it. You must contribute and go and bring that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, bring him back. If you don't bring him back into we have him. We are not going to give you Igbo president. But once you bring it, we give you Igbo man versus in PDP, Igbo man versus in APC. So two of you contest. Don't you see what happened in 1999 between Obasanjo and Olufalai? Is it not we that did it? You want the same thing? Bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is it. Ha kposhiri ndị ara ndị iberibe. Ha chee that ụda akilu ọnụ ejiri ebi ego ka eji akwụ ya. No, ụda akilu dịka ụtọ akilu dịka ụda ya. They don't know. Ndị iberibe. They move. Ọ dịka ndị awine na awine. Apịa ha ka ha move ka robot. Ngwa ka ụta ga-echi eme ihe nna onye asị m ga-ebute plan, don't worry. Onye asị m 1 billion eji m ga-ebute 1 billion. Onye ha contribute among themselves. N'Igbo presidency, don't worry. The rendition the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Nigeria, the Fulani have him, they laugh. When it comes to zoning the presidency, primary presidential candidacy, Okorocha went there, speak the whole outside. They say, don't worry, you are our son. You have done many things in the north. We know no other person. We will support you. Not be a PC. Therefore, they go tell him, he will support you. Why na igundia Okwa Mazi Ezekulie said that now governor of Anambra today that Rocky Munye Yaradua, whether what is in Rocky or what I don't know. No Guria wa you make no okpore kona say my him so billions of naira. You become I will put you as a PC candidate in Anambra. I'll be a bigger candidate. Oh, for you to see now on Nigeria, we are slaves, honestly. Go ya wayo anapu ye go ya gbadata we the ticket bia na Anambra saying na we no recognize you. This one na fake. The rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. See Ogasa Alhaji, you have him now. So now they say don't worry. Now you the corner Rochas say Rochas. Now you go be the presidential candidate privately. So you better spend, bring out money, give to people, so that you go be as if you campaign for it. ọ na-ebupụta ego ebunye ha. The same thing ha ga-agwa Devo Mahi, the same thing. You know you are our man. Bring out money. Bring out the same thing to Wike. Wike, hey, obupụta ego na-enye party candidate, I mean party representatives ndị ga-vote ya. Onye abunye 500,000 for one person. Onye nke ọzọ may increase 1 million cash. Ebunye cash na-ebuga. Ndị Fulani ha say don't worry, these people, primitive people, we know how to deal with them. Wike na-aba na ọya waga, hey, eri ego ya na-ebu. Until the primary started now, waiting happen. There, this person, our brother, Tinubu, Bola Ahmed, Tinubu. Yawaso, Omaya, Mama, what a crew vote. Rochas didn't get 1 vote. On the Manesu, her choice, Kenya, see how many millions of dollars I spend. Fulani, first of all, they are not an Ariwa group release a press statement say, hey, we saw that some presidential candidates bribe some of our members with fake dollars, fake currencies. If you know what is good for you, just make sure to treat this thing secretly, otherwise we will deal with you with the law. Rochas now was it millions of dollars o mefuru or sin na biko ya pukwa gaga or po Jose Carlos say no or sin na ndị egwu na wayo. Hey, therefore mind no na ndị a, hey, ndị egwu na wayo erie ha rie dia collateral Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rie ego ha, no presidency, nothing. They came back, their frustration and shows here out to the people for you to see how stupid and horrible they are. Very, very, very stupid, gullible set of people. They cannot gather and say something and do something. No. Even if, let me tell you, even if they zoned the presidency to Igbo, let me tell you, ha ga-anọ na ndọrọndọrọ instead of any one of us to go, instead let it go back to the Fulani. I am telling you honestly. Only him, me, existing in this world. All Jose Carlos says, who can get it if not me? Therefore, my saying, na maybe number 1 now. All of them, all. Very hopeless set of people. Do not think that we are castigating them as politicians. In a lower cadre, that is how Igbos behave. I've been saying it. Selfishness. We need to remove it. We don't see every other person except me, and me. You know, primitivity covers our eyes not to know that if we fight for our collectivity and get our collective interest, now that drops of blessing will now be falling on each and every one of us, and all of us will be enjoying it. But when each person wants his own private interest, you know, personal interest as against collective interest, we continue being hustlers for forever. Jackals. Let me stop here, please. I will go into a few minutes break, and after I will open the lines and take just few calls, please. Just very few calls, please. I will be right back. Please do not go away. I'll be right back. I have this music, but my goodness me. When you need something.
Umu Biafra kunitenu, Biafra kunitenu gaje.
Ejawala me kwampo, and if I jump any zoo soldier, he go here go. Say you know, I get to do bucket yo. Oh nah, you get to gonna get rocket yo. Oh nah nah.
Akia samba bura rogo, Umu Biafra I don't know. We be the true blood of Israel, they be the bloody Philistines. So we go take them one by one, and then go run. When we always singing a zoo, and you get when married. No negotiation yo, everybody let's stand attention yo. No violence, no resolution yo. To hell with amalgamation yo. Fighting for our right there, brother, it's not a crime. Biafra is our right there. Make gonna give us a Biafra.
We are Biafrans, lovers of freedom. We a nation, no contemplation. Pull the trigger, shoot down the war plane. Shake that, give me the fighters machine gun. No more Nigeria, no more zoo soldier for my area.
Okereke, at the best fire way I be okereke. The lock up full and they carry, they feel like okereke. Anything I made, they go want to pass okereke. We no want negotiation, we want tabakeleke. Chekeleke, obikeleke. Oh, we want to square up, HAUSA-SERVICE. No castigation, for our nation. My people let us go.
Apagoji, I come back again. Original Biafra me I come. See me a blessed land me I want. A Babylon, them I wanna push on down. Almighty Jah, yeah, children them I cry. Plenty men every day them I die. A wicked nation, them I know they try. I get a God's room, me I know they lie.
Egala isokondi bokaite. Ibibio ikwere bu mu Biafra. Anang ijopuku mu chukwu ayama. Efik ogota come together.
Yeah, I got pair nail one day I walk and whining. You when they were men, my God, the people are crying. Catch you me, all the gonna move strong men should stand, man, no need me kuje. Urobo isoko egala yana one day idoma. We ain't scared of war. I got go behind koma. No ha ho ha. We are coming for our rights, that's why we the fight. Fight.
As a real Biafra nepunya mebwe. Tabukala shini repela be antimpa diligudu dewa hatu diliku sana masai wanke chugu. Boom 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 gonna does it. Run, Kafana Mazi. Time for peace no more. This is time for war.
See, and this is when give me more Biafra. Make we the go. Say the bazo, make we the go. Say Nigeria, make the la.
Ask for every night and day. He's shouting and pointing to one direction. But his own people are blind and saying it's causing division. Tell me why someone who sacrificed his life for you and I. Tell me why out of sight has become out of our mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about not for these people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue in the morning sunrise.
Concert bell. Biafrans and lovers of freedom around the world. There will be an all-stars concert tour of Biafra artists coming up soon in Tokyo, Japan. This concert is aimed at spreading the gospel of Biafra to every nooks and crannies of the earth. We are bringing the gospel to the streets of Asia, and Tokyo, Japan will be its starting point. We are using this opportunity to appeal to Umu Chineke around the world to lend our music stars a financial helping hands to make this concert tour realizable. To make any donation, please contact Veteran Ike Peter on +18 45 344 7984 or +19 29 40 69 953. You can also contact Mazi Foreign on +39 35 11 37 4478 or +48 57 93 32 439.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. I think I will open the line so that just few calls, please. So that any person that have his contribution to make, we do. Because we need to tell ourselves the truth. I know time has gone. Sorry for the technical issue, but it's been resolved. So many people were sending me messages, but it's okay. Busy doing the thing, so that's it. So we must continue. Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can call us, just few calls, in order to air your view, because people should understand what state of emergency means. And in a lawless society like Nigeria, where how is it that Ohanese and Igbo is a people begging the Nigerian president to declare state of emergency in the southeast? It is absurd, honestly speaking. There I have seen the height of stupidity. It doesn't matter how you think it, how selfish you are. At least you're supposed to have conscience. Let us stop making the mistake of the past, where Azikiwe thought that he was fighting Ojukwu. But look at us today. Well, the result of what he did. Had it been he first of all allow join hands in any way to get what we want. Now after, when Biafra come, they can continue fighting their brotherly fight. No problem. But you know, Igbo character, that same Igbo character mentality. He will go and bring foreigners, join foreigners. He can go at any length in order to make Milan one near. It's a disease. We need to remove this. We need to be reformed. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
There, well, welcome to the program. Please, your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Mazi. I come from Morocco.
Okay, Morocco.
I am letting go directly to the point.
There, well.
I think time has come when we should not pamper not these our politicians. They know what they are doing. Is knowing and doing. And if we continue pampering them, these people are born of devil. As in, they will not repent. If we keep it on, giving them that, if we change their mind, they do that, lie. How for going to Tota, Nahaka, not to work at their father. They will do everything to make sure that they destroy Biafra struggle, but they will not succeed. So that's why we shouldn't allow them to pass. It's the time that we use other hand. We are not saying whoever they type on an action on a radio. No, but high time that we should. Every time we continue begging. State of emergency na Igbo. Kabia Sunando IPOB members Hatuaka, Ababawa Bendu IPOB Oko. Eba Oto have the courage to put Tianono. Kaya Bendu Hanesia, Kaja Babadi Iba Hajimuruko, so that Kama Kosadi. Abena Abuja in name order. Nakabia is declared state of emergency. Kabia Bao Ali Boko. Manayigoda MA Abuja. MSN, Abbas every week. If you have done a social media that you should release Nnamdi Kanu, we are trying our best, which are best. It is hard time that we climb down to these politicians. If we keep on complaining, they will be doing worse. I'm telling you. You know why? Let me tell you something.
Every time I say clamp down on politicians, mee ha nke a, mee ha nke ọzọ. Kee maka ndị nọ na village na-ere ibe ha, kee maka ndị na-atụ aka just for 1,000 naira. Kee maka nwaanyị oge ndị military bịara ibu one of our IPOB family members, I think n'Enugu, ya zuo na ceiling, nebo ya one woman onye tụrụ aka. Ndị ha achọghị enwe ya, onye ọzọ sị no n'ụlọ ha achọghị ịla, ya sị no na enwere noise m nọ na ceiling na ọ ga-awa ya. Ịma ihe o jiri kwuo that thing, maybe ya na the boy or the man nwere obere private problem ịma ndị bi na yard normally. Nsogbu, you can get small water, so ebuzie ihe niile anụ. Kee maka people like that, ị ga-egbuzi ole ghara ole Maazị. This ihe a ka m chọrọ ka anyị na-aghọtakwa. Kee maka ndị PG, village PG, President General na-azọ na-egbu isi onwe ha fọ ịzọ. Kee maka ndị na-atọ eweta ego village, atọ ego ka ha rie ya before ime ha ga-akpọ ndị amị abịa mega accusation gbagbuo. Kee maka uncle na maybe cousins ya, ụmụ nwanne nwoke, maybe nwanne ya nwoke anwụgo, hapụrụ ya ụmụaka, ya na-achọ ka ọ kpakọrọ ihe niile ma ala rie ihe niile, na-achọ ka o gbuo isi ụmụaka. Kee maka all those things. Anyị ọ ga-egbu ole ghara ole? Ka anyị bidokwenụ from the grassroots. Onye m ji si that onye Igbo ọwụ na nwere this character, but arụ na isi na ya pụta this mentality. Mụ na gị a na-ekwu ihe, enwere ike anyị nwee anyị friends for long time na-eme ihe anyị secretly. Echi mụ na gị nwere nwa small quarrel na ihe na nwere isi mpọ na public na ihe niile anyị mewere since 20 years secret vomit ya. Kee maka that kind of character. Anyị ọ ga-egbu isi onye ọwụna for it? The only thing nọ n'ime ya ihe ndị gọvanọ na-eme, ọ portray the character of Igbo people. What I'm telling you, I've thought about it. It portrays the general character of Igbo people. Because enwere onye amụrụ ya were a politician now from afọ nne. Rochas Okorocha, who is he? Ordinary person. My father say, okay, my Rochas Okorocha during the war, so it's ordinary person like me and you. Man, due to this mentality no I name, the more you go up, the more look Ato is always a politician. Is he not a so-called businessman? So I said that I wish I people from planet, the other people now are more dangerous. From the same Igbo people. So the only thing I will with this education. Now, Mazi, continue. Gani Rubiko.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I want to maybe naga. Na ire wana yes ike kai na banye.
Certainly.
Mana we head. E mana o dis support to on graduate ada graduate ya. He would all from Kenta agree. He may can enough. I this one I need 1,000 enough. He may ask you get to one aga, to one aga, and then 1,000. You say Kogi. As you okay, no worry. Okay, for your executive, that will be carry 20,000. You get 200, 20,000. I got one how. Na asịsị na ngwa kpọta mamanya ahụ bụ onye abịa onye isi onye asị ama because ịma na na-enye ego mana mgbe abụsị atụmụkpuche isi everybody onwe ndị plantịrị ndị ahụ onwe ndị plantịrị ndị abụọ ndị na-eme easy. This to trouble pay. I will be no consequence. everybody want to Egypt.
Ndewo, Mazi. You are right. Ndewo.
Leadership look on it, please.
Ndewo. Ndewo. What akụkọ na-akọ Mazi? Do you know? I think you've heard when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this. One of the main reasons why Ken Saro-Wiwa, they call Saro-Wiwe, why he turned against Biafra, he turned against Igbo people. Just excuse me, dance. Igbo girl refused him, said, no, who are you? I beg. I beg, ignore him. You went Igbo Bazian. You know, it's the same thing. When I talk about Igbo, others will take, it's the same character. But the Joe, the Fiko, all we have the same character. We have the same character. Do you understand me? We have the same character. That's why they burnt a woman in Cross River or Akwa Ibom to death. Say it's a witch. The same character. Excuse me, dance only. The lady, Igbo lady, ignore him. He said, so this Igbo people, he generalize it. This Igbo people. He didn't know. He failed to understand that he is one of them. Ota Kaede. It's the same in our character. You will see more personal. Oh, this Anambra person. Nandi Anambra Ota Kashi. You know, it's something. It's sinful. It's in our way, our character. We need to come out from this stupidity, primitivity. Ofonyi mogeme onye boni ya say ya generalize on Nnamdi myself. Are we going to kill ourselves because of that? Oh, can agana ekwu. Mazi say agana ekwu. Kai gbanwe, kai chegharịa, ka mmụgharịa ya ọzọ, kai wepụ ihe niile a. This type of characters n'ime ya okwu ga-akwụsị ya. You understand me? When you say na ndị Anambra self, na so they behave. All generalists go, all kuchago. Very rude, crude, primitive way of reasoning. You take according to politics. When you rise up to political level, the same character. He can do anything to return. He's to kill everybody. Because only him. Do you know? One time they were interviewing Oliver the Cook in Focus on Africa. I could remember, I think it was 2002, something like that. I was even ashamed listening to his voice. Oliver the Cook, late Oliver the Cook, they were interviewing him on BBC that time. Focus on Africa. I was just listening, I just tuned in. He started boasting, you know, I am the first person to bring a pan. How many, chassis? I don't know how many, whether 20 or 30 something. He the first Igbo man. Oh, even on your name interview, here name or the Okuon, or court. I said, okay, thank you very much. Okay, Mboga was in that annoy her way. Because they are looking at the world. Many Igbo now the world only in that their perimeter. No Diego. Hey, na Diego. Omaro na Zuckerberg opinion ha ihe oje eme that thing pam Facebook oje post that thing yawa ma ego ya ma ihe niile enwedo onye or complain we say hey Facebook na wow they are dealing with me. It's somebody's own. But all ni made that thing ko no na eko iwe ho na ndị ba ya the primitive put from that primitivity kele Chukwu okike abiama because all ya the genuine born again na amugo ge ọzọ. Let me go to caller because I will soon call on direct line. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. You have been calling, I pick you. Okay, let me see. Call on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go on. You have been calling. There we
I feel very cheap that I'm holding Java. It's still a pretty Biafra. But I'm calling from the Republic of the Mazi, he has said it all, Mazi. That is our people's character. Exactly. But Mazi, let me just throw in one reason why these people are doing this. You know, for many donkeys, nobody has ever to rescue our people. So today, IPOP led by Ohamadike have shown the real leadership in our land. That was why we now able to understand that our people are being destroying, the property are being destroyed from the from the southwest of their disease, both from the north. Now we take it upon ourselves that we must lead our people home. And this is the Igbo political beggars in our land. I now think that what they could not do, what they're supposed to do for many donkey years, because they don't know what is politics. We have taken the lead in order to lead our people home for their safety. Now, they don't want us to say the glory that our people came through the clearer call of IPOB leadership and come to our land and establish. Now, they are trying to bring out what we scare people away. They are trying to make our land now military zone so that our people will be afraid of going home. That is why you see them trying to bring them in our land and all the whole criminals to come and attack our people. That is why you see the development man that called himself for Nnamdi did not open up, even the meeting they went to Lagos, they did not even open up in order to ask the holy Igbos to come back home and invest in their homeland. The man that said that he's Anambra governor, that Anambra came from sky, or they fall from palm trees. They are now a different Igbo tribe that are not Igbo. He went there and became called Anambra, not to stand and say Igbos, let us go back to our home and invest in our land. That is why you see them doing all this. Because then our people have listened, many have now stand by the rule of IPOB in order to go back home and establish and start doing their business all over Biafra, because we have a lot of cities in our land that are even more beautiful than that in Lagos. You see, that is why you see them doing all these things. Tell me, somebody who said that he is reasoning very well, who try to invite something that will kill his own people. Why in the north that are sponsoring 5 to 7 terrorist groups have never been declared state of emergency in their own homeland? Rather, they are giving them guns, supporting them to kill more indigenous people in that land, even try to take our own land. This is what our people are doing, because this system we found ourselves in this Nigerian system. And the Nigerian system have destroyed us. They have destroyed everything about us through our own people. Because our people doesn't know what is about politics. They don't know that is the same people. They don't know anything about politics. You see what they are trying to do. So our people will just be scared or afraid of coming back home. And Nigeria will support it, because anything that will stand in the gap to destroy the Easterners or to destroy the Igbo race, Nigeria will support it to the last. Because they see us as people who have blocked the way for them to clear our land. Because what they need, that our land, is that oil and gas, not the people that are living there. They need that oil and gas. And Nigerian government and their life is 100% backing whatever that we stand and destroy the people that are occupying that particular eastern region. They are ready, they are fit, they are happy. That is why you see them contacting Dr. Obo. I think that Dr. Obo that made that statement is how many months now, or a week and or how many weeks now. I think that is the honorary person in our area moving. They would have go and bomb his house and kill him and kill everybody within that area. But this man was showcasing showcasing ammunition. So even his boss is wearing armor, trying to standing boldly that he is involved in the unknown government, which they were trying to lead to IPOB. But God has punished them. He is now come out and they say that he is involved in following all these unknown government that are killing in our land. That he is involved. Have you seen Nigerian government going to arrest him or kill him or bomb his house or bomb the area he came from? That is no. For you to say that whatever we stand and kill our people and destroy the Igbo race or the entire Biafra land, Nigerian government are very happy to support. They also need to relax with their supporters all over the world. And that's you. Mazi, I feel the metric from you, Baba, and signing from the Republic of Mazi. Good night.
There were. Have you ever had or seen our politicians strongly soliciting for, using even this agitation to solicit? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, this should have been a yardstick in a bargain chip for them to continue saying, look, these people, what they are doing, let us see. Look at no international airport here in the southeast, no seaport. Just do all these things. Let us see. Instead, they always bargain for their personal interest. Now, if you are, let me be the speaker, chief whip of the Nigerian Senate. Let me be Igbo presidency, so that he will be there. Nothing. They don't care about the masses, about us. Never. That is not in their dictionary. He may ask again, now go and hustle. Are you not an Igbo man? You know how to hustle. Go hustle. They don't know how to use what you are doing to generate. Look at how the northern politicians, look at how they are using what their people are doing in order to bargain to get the highest they could from the Nigerian government, and they are getting it. No, it is poverty that is causing this thing. It's not every time you use military, so do not blame them. Nigeria remove, sideline. How can you say Nigeria sideline them? People that have been producing presidents and everything for more than 50 years, but they are still trading, campaigning for their people. When it comes to our land, no, bring military. Also, Carlos say, I will bring it to Kanu level everywhere. Everybody is talking about what he will do. I will do. I can kill everybody. Also politicians. So this is what I'm saying. Leonye na mi umuaka, Leonye shiri ndi abata. Gara ihe ọ mụtara wo court ma agwa ọjọọ ọ mụtara dia. Instead of use okay, 4 more boys, say okay, ngwa ka ije na Abuja, ngwa ka ije na Kaduna, ka anyị na-akpa na mkpamkpa dị a ebute ego dị a na nwa ebutata be anyị, mana ebe o bidoro ya na his community ka a na-asụ ya asọ. O were ọkpụrụ boys ọ ga nakọrọ ha ala, nakọrọ people ala, ọ ga-are ya a na-asụ ya asụ in the village champion. Here I don't know. I say politicians, but let us look more down on the grassroots. Our civilization is supposed to wash away, but because we are still in Nigeria, the system maintains this primitive character in us. Do you understand me? Because there is no government. Onye po ya mere onye ami onye Hausa bịa ka ọ gbagbuo nwanne ya nwoke na village ya. Onye Hausa onye ami onye Hausa, what do you cause? Did he see you as anything? Ọ gbagbuo gị ọ move jewara onwe Kaduna or Kanu. Mana nwanne gị pụtara. Yeah, very primitive character in our life, or not in us. You have to born again. You become reformed and born again now for this character to disappear. Had it been, it is not Nigeria, we would have refined our character and shed. You know how snakes mold, how insects mold. That is how we would have molded and removed this type of character. Primitive jealousy. One negina gani who many annual achop one negina shop or get hogishinas or ishinas gasia gawa landlord so na achoponia I will increase the house rent, the shop rent. Because one nasik I wish the politician came at this type of character. Can he get messy? Mother gano na shop ahịa na agara nwanne ya shi na azụ gakwu the landlord onye Yoruba sị na achịpụ onye a ọ na-akwụdo gị ego 1 million naira per annum. I will give you 2 million, don't worry. If you are the landlord, what will you do? He will look at you as stupid because very gullible. He will do it and put you there. And every month he'll come and increase for you because he's trained notion, so he know the secret. From 2 million, the next year, yes, again now quasi 4 million. You have to pay because you put yourself in that quagmire, in that bondage. What about all these characters? What are we going to talk about it? Is it politicians? I now go 1 year new character or sometimes all on the shishi. I'm telling you. And all these things, onye on boss, the loyal. Man, ohuzie nwanne nwoke, hey, ike no no na aso ya mga making ka. Caller on, I think I will. This is the last caller. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Yes, I can hear you. Mazi, Chinedu.
There we
Good from here. My name is Chigozi Mokeke. Elias Ancient in my face, Ancient Ukeje on my WhatsApp, my Twitter handle. Mazi, I thank you very much because ever since the fall of Uchemefo, you have become a very technician.
Kanu, don't let us not enter into private.
I have to say this.
Please.
I have to say this. I don't want time this struggle. But I want to say something because I have almost said what I want to say. Our people are this primitive that is after this struggle of Biafra. I know that Igbo people are primitive. I think that like you used to say, our people will see you as Igbo man, they want to swallow you alive. But when they see a Fulani man, they will bend low like if you see
any other man, is not only for any other foreigner. The loyal.
I'm telling that Mazi people, he will be bossing. Do you know who I am? I am this, I am that. That's how they're doing it. That's how they are forming different meetings everywhere. That's why I say I cannot join any meeting, no matter what they do, even a state meeting. They have been calling me. I say no. Never will I join it. Even going to church, I'll stop going to church because
Mazi, are you calling from Morocco, right?
Yes, I'm calling from Morocco.
Okay, I don't know how long you are. I don't know how long you are because I could know when that place there was this group, the Igbo group, Stone Cold. Do you know about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
deal with in Dubai, na Morocco.
I am telling you honestly, Mazi, our people. You know that this Stone Cold we're talking about now. They defeated the Benin and other African countries, and they become too harsh on Igbo people to the extent that our people have become a plea to them.
Of course. What I'm telling you is what I know. Yes.
I'm telling you, what is reality? You take another Igbo men to organize and bring them down before there's our people. You see our people, that's why you see Igbo people, their problem is only Chukwu Kabeba that will settle this problem. I'm telling you. Our characters is disastrous. But I thank God for Radio, I thank you for Radio Biafra. If not Radio Biafra, Igbo people will become the most beast against themselves in Africa. Who cannot hear Bonozo. Always when I BMC. But often those a obesity. Mazi, I don't have to waste your time, but what have I said? Just keep on keeping on. We must win this race.
Of course.
It's gradual by gradual. You understand me? Every day lesson. Our people must learn by force. Our people must learn. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you very much.
This is where I'm going to stop picking calls, please. I know some other people wants to call, but please let it be for another day. There is this news that I just see. SSS, State Security Service, attacks MEFL as IPOB member for hiring lawyer, handling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you see how? Do you see how the money? When you do imo onwege akaja, foreigner will rege ball. Ndị Igbo MEFL now is nkọta erie na-achị eze na-ere ewu. when he was there as this thing, and then you think that I all know with them. Okay, so okay. This man is suffering because he is arrested in Nigeria SSS custody because Igbos have no politicians. You understand? Do not be surprised that it will be an Igbo person that they told them that, look, this man will arrest him because maybe he has a one problem or the other personal problem with him. Emiefele don't know anything about IPOB. IPOB doesn't know anything about Emiefele. You know, that's why we say when you passively or actively support injustice, it will come to you. It will come to you. The plan, the rendition, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they kidnap Igbos of different kinds, from Iguacha to Cross River, Akwa Ibom, down to Delta, to Anambra, Imo, even to Edo. They kidnap and label them. They kill them and label them IPOB members. There is no outcry from even Igbo technocrats and the politicians, Igbo elites. No outcry. No warning and say, no, stop this thing. Let us join to. They join together, including Emiefele, join together with the others, elites, and say, no, this thing should stop. Stop killing people in the name of, say, they are IPOB. Today, he is suffering it. They say he's an IPOB supporter. Look at, just imagine. That's why, if you see what is happening to your brother, try to one way or the other fight. Otherwise, it can bounce back on you. The State Security Service on Tuesday profiled Embattled Central Bank Governor Godwin Emiefele as a member of the indigenous people of Biafra for hiring the service of Abuja-based criminal attorney Maxwell Okpara as his counsel against charges of unlawful firearms possession that was recently filed against him by the secret police. Do you see how they have conditioned the Igbo people? Do you see that why they are saying this? Because Emefiele hired a lawyer, one of the lawyers, Maxwell Okpara, that is a counselor for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you see how they profile Igbos? Do you see? Other Igbo elites will not talk. Some of them that maybe they try to do one thing or the other with Emiefele at that time, he will say, no, I'm in a tight position. This is go through the normal They will now say, yeah, it serves him good. Let them deal with him. Tomorrow, after dealing with Emiefele, they will come against you. Do you see how our people are? Do you see a very big race? Igbo tribe is, if not the largest tribe in Nigeria. But look at how we are being divided and relegated to the background. Ikwere is not Igbo. Is Ikwere? What is come in your Ikwere? Come is Bia. In Igbo is Bia. Our own is Bia. I am Delta Igbo. I'm not Igbo. I'm Ogwashikwu. I'm not Igbo. What is your name, Okpara? Then what is Igbo? We say Okwarami, I'm Okpara. Do you see how they relegate us to the background and they treat us like slaves? Do you see? Can the Igbo politicians or elites in general rise up and say, no, enough of this nonsense? Stop dealing with our man like this that serve Nigeria like this. Would they talk like that? Only because he hired a lawyer that was that is also serving as an attorney to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Tell me, so if you serve as an attorney to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you don't have any right to hire. Okay, if he hired Ozokoma as son, so do you see how they are joking with us? Hey, we'll go here as a conquered race. Do you see that? And others will keep quiet until it comes to them. They will keep quiet, say, no, me, I'm different. Instead of them to join hands together and release a statement and say, no, you people should stop what you are doing, Emefiele. What did he do? When did you arrest Lamidu Sanusi that was channeling money to Boko Haram, channeling funds to Boko Haram? Did you do anything to him? Because this man is an Igbo man. Who is his boss? Is he not the imposter? Why are they they isolated him? Because as an Igbo man, no person speaks for him. Everybody will run and take cover. When they finish with him, they pick another person. Very primitive set of people. They don't understand what it means to organize and make a solid statement like the Fulani used to do. Any slightest thing, you will see them, they come out and say, we are the Arewa youths. We say this. That thing, it doesn't matter, it's one person that say it, but he makes a lot of noise. Do you understand? Gather. Igbo politicians, elites, gather together and say, no, the way they are treating this man is not good. It's not good. Let us do something. Because after him, they might come for me. They will come for you. And each of us individually, we cannot do anything. But if we gather together, we become a bunch. They can't do anything to us. In a tweet that has attracted broad criticism from the citizenry, the secret police tried to create a logical, non-existing nexus between Mr. Okpara's representation of Mr. Emefiele and IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, implying that the suspended banker has become a member of the group for hiring his lawyer. Do you see? You know, a time will come, they will arrest you, kidnap you. It's happening even. Say, because you come from the southeast. After all, they say they are encouraging everybody to run away from southeast, from Igbo land, from Biafra land. Go to Lagos, go to Abuja. They are urging people to go, backing it up with their evil policy. They saw that we are bringing our people back home. And that is why they put this criminality everywhere. Who are they using? Still Igbo man. Hope most of them what they are using. Directly, he's sponsoring it directly. We have IPOB has ears. We have ears listening, even from Hope Uzodima's family. His children will give information about him. What he says in his closet, we know. Hope Uzodima said that, look, this Biafra, I will give them Biafra now. This sit at home, we will enforce it. They will sit down and hunger will wire them until they start. They will start. Any person they see that talk about Biafra, they will stone you to death. That is what Hope Uzodima said in his mouth, inside his closet. We know that he. Don't worry. Biafra. We will give them sit at home. We continue making them sit at home, so that you think that it is that thing that is doing all these things. No, it's Hope Uzodima direct. He said it. His plan is to make sure that he continues suffering our people until our people, any place they hear Bia, IPO, they will stone you to death. Say you are the people that bring suffering to us. That is what he's trying to do. For your information. Because I thought my yama. Oh, Hope Uzodima, onya Biafra land, we destroy our land completely. This is another Afonja. Worse than Afonja. Because he's doing this, but he is doing it. I think you heard when he said that Chuku me or mad no gerute aka. Governorship, hey, instead of so this is the man doing causing the whole nuisance. One, to pursue our people not to come back home. Two, to make sure that our people use their hand to reject Biafra restoration. That is the only thing. That is the only thing. And they will reward him, because that is the contract he has with the caliphate. So do not stop seeing somebody that is talking. Is the person doing now? No, you are missing the target. No, that thing doesn't have any single power. I'm telling you, it's just a figurehead. They are hiding on his propaganda in order to commit what they are doing. Let us be wise, please. let us remove ourselves from this primitive character. You understand me? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. The question I will also want you to continue asking, this same question Mazi Chinedu has asked, said, all these Kanunta, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sibling, that we are always going for the head of DOS. Oh, sit at home. They have NECO. How many have you seen them coming to the same way, the same venom they use against DOS? Have you seen them coming to, castigate and condemn the criminality they are doing in our land using the sit at home? Do you see them? Whereas Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sent message to them, say, look, do this. Let's stop this. They continue because they believe that as they are doing this, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not come out again. That will go spend the shell now on the Mazi will just rubbish. That is what the siblings are saying. I'm telling you. But they will come and deceive you. Oh, he will come and write, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the arrow. They know wise. Let us activate our political reasoning and wisdom, and it will be well with us. And let us repent from this primitive character that is following every Igbo man. When I mean Igbo man, I mean every Biafran. Both Ejo, Efiko, Ibibio, Urobo, all the same thing. When you see your brother, you say, no, this is not my brother. Instead, you go and embrace Fulani, and you love it. It's the same character. Excuse me dance from a refused excuse me dance from an Igbo lady is what led Skensaru to turn against his brothers, the Igbos. Mwewa or not as in wiwa. Wike or sino wike. In the next 20 years, they will be calling it wikel. Maybe you will say it come from Veranda Po. You see how things go. Thank you for listening. Biafra is our religion, is our identity. Once again, our First Lady, Lord Uchechi Kanu, will be talking to Biafrans and lovers of freedom on Sunday. Come Sunday, please. You must be part of it. The time will be 7 p.m. BT, so be part of it. Although they don't know Muchineke. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
Biafra, ndị ngozi obodo bụ sọma, obodo nọrọ nsọ. The land of the rising sun is a home of the Biafrans. The far of the eastern land is a promised land.